Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my god. How's it going? How's it hanging? We are at pre-market. Professor Meatball is up. You guys are up. Everybody is awake. I'm going to do a sound check in a second, but first, all 400 of you, thanks for waking up with me. I do appreciate it. I had a long day of live streaming yesterday. I have a long day of live streaming today because we are going to cover everything you need to know about the squeezing, whether it's being squeezed, and how GameStop is doing, especially since it was up almost 300% yesterday on the day. It in pre-market is still hovering around $160 reduce, which means big tendies. Imagine that, from $45. From $45 yesterday. If you bought in, you would have had 4x your money by now, and that is the story we are telling. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. We have a lot of DD to cover as well. We got to make sure that we talk about that. Finra Report, we finally waited for it. It came out. We have to talk about exactly what that means for GME. But for the time being, I want to say, hey, my name is Andrew. How's it going? I'm a data scientist here in Silicon Valley. That is Professor Meatball, and you guys are you. And that is everything that you guys should be. Now, let me see if I can pull up that Finra report, because that's the first thing I want you guys to look at this morning. GME and AMC had been updated. We were looking at that all night, and we finally got an answer at the end of the live stream, and this is the answer. The percent of short percent of float is 60.35 for GameStop, and that is 20 lower than it was in the last Finra report. Now we're going to understand exactly what that means. We're going to understand why AMC, when we look at AMC, it is 16.91, and if you guys were religiously checking the Finra report with me yesterday, you would know that that's higher than the 15.7 figure that was reported 2 weeks ago. So why is that? How could that be? Well, all of that and more after I say good morning to a couple of you and say welcome to the rest of you. A lot of you guys are saying good morning. We got Louise, we got Zero Guitar, we got Chicken Wings 103, we got Mars Rover clearly bought GME. Good morning, John P. We got Eric Boehm still riding the hype from yesterday. Yeah, I hope you guys were able to get some sleep, because I slept like a baby knowing that the Finra report showed that the SI was still nice and high. Checking my volume. Sounds good to me. Oh boy. James Rudy says, good morning, Rage Quit. We got Vunder Wiesel. Ooh, we got Mo Beta Decisions. Oh, I like that. That's a good name. Watson No Star. Yeah, Alexandro Tamayo, good morning. He's part of the members club. Deborah Parsons, Tozazg, Bubble Gumpy, and Dallas Harvey, Jeske, Chris Hayes, Live Free Productions, Dab Duh, Jay Chillin, Don't Snow Me, what's going on, Francisco, Night Cow, Abelardo, Vinny, Mike, 000 Cloud Strife, Andrew Labie, Rich Bullduck, Puff Swag, and a lot more of you in the chat. We are here to get some answers, but first we are looking at the pre-market GME shenanigans going on. We have AMC going up above the $10 redo figure. Now that is 20% up on the daily. 18% it was already up. So AMC, watch it, because if you missed the bus, there is going to be a lot of momentum there, plainly because people hate missing the bus. Have you ever missed a bus before and you're like, dang it, GME is already almost up to $200. It actually did hit $200 during after hours yesterday. Oh gosh, how do I get to another bus? Because the destination I'm going hasn't changed. It's going to the moon. If people are trying to get the short bus of AMC, that is why a lot of the momentum could be redirected to AMC. I don't know why all of my tickers are mystery boxes over on my left, but Bitcoin is also, if you guys bought the dip, getting the BlockFi link, being prepared. I hope you were over the weekend. by which I mean Monday, GME, GameStop at 169, hovering right around there. It's going to make a strong market open, and then the retail investors are going to come in, regular traders are going to come in, and the next step, Moon baby. And I have a couple of DDs to make sure that I share with you, to make sure that you guys fully understand what is going on, because we are preparing for a battle time. This is one Redditor's theory for yesterday's market close. A lot of you had super chatted me and mentioned that this is the article you guys wanted me to get my opinion on. Also, some of you have messaged me about this, which is a much more recent article, and the title is very simple. If GameStop hits 800 before 226, then we will trigger the mother of all short squeezes. So actually, let me change the title. What will happen if GameStop goes to 800? That's a really good question, and we're going to try and answer it. So, if you guys are ready, if you guys have smashed that like button already, if you guys have just tickled the notification bell after you smash that like button, if you guys have subscribed and are ready to hold on tight, thank you for the super. What was the Finra number on AMC? It was 16.9. 16.9 right here. Percent short of float is the AMC numero. All right, so let us make sure that we focus, we get our information correctly. If GameStop hits 800 before 226, we will trigger the mother of all short squeezes. Read up. All right, you boys. I'm going to get straight to the point. If GameStop hits 800 by 226, we will trigger the mother of all short squeezes. As we learned from the last spike to 483, it was not the short squeezing, as Melvin admitted in the congressional hearing that they did not cover, and the spike was from gamma. Now, if you do not know, this gamma squeeze occurs because of call options. As the prices surge, market makers are forced to write more calls and buy shares before they even become available, surging the price higher. Keep an eye on that on the price of GME before market opens, by the way. It is right down there in the left-hand corner. Just 8 more minutes until market opens. Get freaking hyped. There are, so now because we have fallen all the way back to 40 bucks, we have a catapult cocked down as far as it can go, ready to be launched. There are millions and millions of shares written in those call options all the way to 800. These shares are not only buried in 226 calls, but also every single date after this as well. So many shares. If we can get to 800 and all of these calls become in the money, the market makers will have to scramble to buy millions and millions of the shares that will surge the price up. The craziest part is that this does not even take into account the shorts covering. So as the mother of all gamma squeezes squoozes, sending the price into the thousands, the shorts will then also be skyrocketing the price at infinitely higher levels. So this is very important, is that when shorts start to cover one after another recursively, that is what we call a short squeeze. This is the squeeze that we've been talking about this entire time. However, about calls instead, this is a different kind of squeeze. The gamma squeeze is because when you buy a call option, that gives you a right to play with the share in the future date. And that is the most important part that I can emphasize, is that a gamma squeeze is not because the shorts are covering, all right? It's because other players in the market have bought call options. So the shorts are still out there, which means not only are our short situations still eligible to squeeze, but the next step is moon time. We want to be able to cross this $800 figure because of these call options moving all the way up to 800. The craziest part is that this does not take into account the shorts covering. So as the mother of all gamma squeezes squoozes, sending the price into the thousands, the shorts will then be skyrocketing the price at infinitely higher prices. You guys like infinite, right? Infinity? If you did not read this last DD here, maybe we will. We learned that the user The Bat ran an AI-generated model of GME stock price, and it predicted a squeeze target at $130,000 a share. Now, then they believed that it was a completely outlandish number, but now they believe the gamma squeeze that will occur if we hit 800 is what is predicted. So, to reiterate, The AI model of GME's share price, which predicted 130,000 share, is predicting this because it believes that we will hit 800 before 226, which will cause the MOAGS, the MOAGs, or the MAGs, which will then trigger the infinity short squeeze, which will send us to 100,000. Thank you for the super, Brendan Burns. Just a solid guy. You guys are already hitting that like button, which means Meatball gets some treats. Every treat goes to feeding a hungry Meatball. He's woken up. He was sleeping all day, but he's ready to have his eyes wide awake. And I think you guys are too. And as this Redditor says, this is not financial advice. Thank you for another super, Brendan. It is their opinion that we need to do our best in holding and buying in order to get the stock price above 800 before Friday. This AI believes that we had already done it. The AI lives in this nebulous future and past, right? So let's prove the future right. If you guys understand anything about artificial intelligence, it's that they're always right. Oh my goodness. So there's another DD. We're going to cover this in just a second, but first let's go through the live chat because we like to talk. We like to make sure that you guys are being heard. People are asking if it's too late to buy GME. I'm never giving you guys financial advice on this show, so you guys should make your own dang decisions. But all jokes aside, it's important to note that if these DDs are true, if there is some economic sense to them, this is not the lowest the GameStop price can possibly be. But of course, never ever bet more than you are willing to lose because these are bets. Right now, this is not normal investing. These are cold, hard bets. Market is about to open. I want to make sure that we are there for that. In about 4 minutes, the market is about to open its floodgates, and you are going to see that price jump, just sweep up to 170 buckaroos. Flipdan says, are they over-shorted via ETFs? Is this similar to bonds and mortgages in 2008? It's in the category. However, if you wanted to understand a little bit more about the XRT situation, I made a video about that, but I'm probably going to cover that in this live stream too. So go ahead and keep on chilling with us. Good morning from Napa. How's it going, Michael Garolaga? Let's see. Get yourself jacked to the T's. I am ready. I'm all the way up there. We have Andrew. How did I become of this members club you speak of? Also, Meatball looks so sleepy. Mike, you just have to click the join button next to the subscribe button, which I'm sure all of you have already smashed. Go ahead and make sure that subscribe button has a D at the bottom, right? Subscribe, and you will be good to go. Investing in yourself, investing in your future. Oh boy, Randall Park. If you guys are just joining us, good morning. We have already looked at the short percent of float, 16.9% for AMC. Don't get crazy. And of course for GME, we waited all day. We got the number. It was 60.35 right here. So that is the answer. I'm sticking to it. Finra is obviously has its faults. Obviously can also be wrong. But this is the perception game, right? We are playing with the perception that this is the number that everyone would like to agree on. So therefore, we are in good shape. Because if everyone agrees that the dip in 20% is probably still attributed partly to ETFs hiding the short, partly due to the sneakiness of the hedge funds maybe covering partially on the way up, causing small price aberrations, we have started to achieve something beautiful here, which we just read a DD for, the gamma squeeze. I hope you guys are ready for the moon time. We have a couple of comments. We got good morning, wake up, chug coffee. I am so woke. We are woke every day. Oh my. Mike C said we're going higher than 200 boys and girls. Today we make history, says Danny Sweet. We got Abel Ortega. Hey Andrew, greetings. Any thoughts on BlackBerry? Sure, we'll do a little bit of BlackBerry too. But this is the day for AMC and GME, definitely. Dude, can we get some intense music going when the opening bell sounds? You know what? I think that's a great idea. Hold on, give me a second. I need to go to the YouTube comments. Okay, we're about to see the day open up. Audio library. We got, I'm just going to search intense music. All right, what does this sound like? Okay, it's pretty intense. Whoop. All right, market's about to open, guys. Hope you guys are ready. The floodgates are about to go on. I can't play any copyrighted music, so that if you want an Eye of the Tiger, unfortunately I have to do this. Pre-market is up 85, and boom, there it is, 169 opening. That's a great, beautiful round number, and we're off to the races. Already up 170. This is pretty dang crazy, and we are off to the races. This is exciting to say the very least, and I'm gonna cut that out. All right, hope you guys enjoyed some music. If you guys want some vibes, let me see if I can just get like some lo-fi on here. I haven't really played music during these. I usually let people decide what kind of music they want. Sunset and beaches. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm gonna let you guys decide whatever music you want to play over my voice in the morning. Gregoire Yverngu says, "Man, I am so hyped for today. Glad to share it with the meatballers. Bring it up, boys. Here we go." Oh my goodness, here we go. Armpit sweating, says Cody. We were opening with the beautiful round price of 169. Never forget it. Easy to remember. And we got a hype morning from Matheson Wilson. Here we go. Fun Zone. Ding, 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 ding. Ray Ganso. Ding, ding, ding. We got the ding, ding, dings here. Marco Pistano. Here we go, boys and girls. Hedges have started to move. We are starting to make big old moves, still hovering around this price because a lot of paper hands want to be selling right now. They want to get out right now because they've been holding for a while. Maybe they've already surpassed their entry point and they're like, I don't believe that GameStop is going to squeeze, and they are going to get out. But if you guys are curious about what that AI business was and why an AI was going to convince the world the price is going up to $130,000 of GME price, let us keep the price of GME down over here so we can keep an eye on it. But we're gonna go and read up on this. This was made 5 days ago, why GME was going to cause a collapse of the entire market and why it is still going to. All right. So many of you know, the 17th of this month, Interactive Brokers chairman Thomas Peterfy had a CNBC interview where he goes to explain the fundamentals of the short squeeze. All right, so Tom, let's call him Tommy, right, goes to illustrate the idea that we had to regulate the stock, as if they had not, it would have caused a collapse of the entire market. While Tommy might have been right to simply lying to us to get an excuse, but let's play his game. Let's ponder this idea for a second. Have you guys considered the idea that there is going to be an entire market breakdown? I'm just checking my audio right now. Let me know if the AC is too loud. Tom states that without regulation, the brokers would have only obligated to deliver 270 million shares while only 50 million shares existed. 540% of shares. Okay. Vlad, Mr. Skinny Adam Driver, Evo Keanu Reeves, child of Bulgaria, CEO of Robinhood, also told us that on the day of the halt, they had an order volume of 3 billion that they could not fulfill. Tom continues the interview, admitting that without the regulation, GameStop stock would have surged into the thousands. Yes, plural. Yes, plural. So right now, we're looking, right? Why is it 130,000? Why is GameStop going to be 130,000, says this AI? Maybe the reason all of this has become a battle is because of how seriously scared the other side of the trade really is. Finra's latest short interest update gives us 78.46. If you guys waited with us all night, you would know that the current number is sitting at 60.35. 20% down, thus explains the thumbnail. You are now all caught up. All right, so there are many reasons why this could be falsely construed. For one, Finra has announced new ways of calculating short interest, letting the synthetic longs drive this down. Another reason this may be low is this data is not fully up to date and does not take into account the fall from 100 to where we are now. It seems like GameStop has been suspended at 137. It's back. Oh, Nope, it's just at 137. It opened at 169. This is a bit of a downward trend for the pre-market, for market open after the pre-market was still nice and healthy, but it could be all of the turbulence from the paper handlers. Maybe some of them have seen the Finra report, and for some reason, 60% is not high enough for them. So what's the true short interest rate? Well, let's take break down GME share ownership alongside the findings of this user, right? Insider ownership, 23 million, institutions, 150 million, funds, 40 million, retail, 38 million, total owned, blah, blah, blah. You could do the math over here. So the percentage of float, shorts to the float after this back of the envelope calculation is 400%, all right? So yes, the short interest might be a whopping 432.56%. So this user ran an AI-generated model of GME's stock price, which predicts a squeeze target at an extreme $130,000 a share. So I know, lol, let's not get ahead of ourselves. That's a crazy number. I mean, it has to be, right? Well, let's see. If this whole thing really is bigger than we thought, and it really could cause an entire collapse of the markets, this could be the biggest exchanges of wealth in the history of the world. If the short interest is really 400%, shorts covering at infinitely higher and higher prices certainly could drive it up to astronomical heights. And just because of some greedy hedge funders. We got Sage Vicente asking question, so what happens if the true squeeze, where will the price go? I'm reading an article right now about someone's DD, someone's AI predicting that the price could easily go up to 130,000. And we just read a DD about if we are to hit GameStop to 800 before 226, that will do it. How are you not watching the opening? I am. It's right here. It's on the bottom. GameStop is currently suspended. If you guys want to watch it even like closer, just put it. There you go. There. Now you're watching the opening. All right. Let's keep reading. If this is what our models show, imagine the models and algorithms being these big firms have. This may be very well be why they're so frightened. They have dug themselves into a hole below bedrock. All of this seems to line up with what Vlad and Tom have now told us. Without regulation, the squeeze will be the mother of all short squeezes. So now, alongside our dog father, Cohen, we shall wait patiently for a catalyst. Just like on the last squeeze to 483, we required a catalyst to get us there. Don't forget the information we knew in November and December. Board spots are opening up in July, which Cohen will take advantage of. Cohen could up his stake. Earnings in March. Who knows what could happen? We know what could happen. The squeeze could be triggered right here and right now. Let's see. We have it. It is important to remember the gaming industry is the largest industry in the world, and we are still in its infancy. Older generations continue to laugh down at the importance of gaming, but as our generation grows up, gaming is only going to evolve and get bigger. All right, sure. We are basically right back to where we were in November, December. The stock price does not matter. If the short interest is at 400% or short interest is at 80%, both are insanely high short interest rate. I cannot tell you. These are both extremely high SI values, okay? And a squeeze is inevitable. One that sends us to 500 or one that sends us to 50,000. With a high short interest, a squeeze is inevitable. Do not forget it. And this is where we are now. With GameStop suspended, it started to fall from a market open price of 169. It is down $30. That is still very, very up, and we possibly could have just jettisoned a lot of the paper hands that would have bothered us in the squeeze upwards anyway. But first, let us go to the chat. What does the AI say about AMC? They did not run the model in AMC, unfortunately. Alexander Antonio is asking about what is the short interest rate. Well, that article I just read did a back of the envelope that said 400%. But the short interest rate for GME right now is at 60.35. That's down 20%. And we have short percent of float is 16.9% on AMC. So those are your answers right there. There are so many orders. It was suspended. It is back on. It is back on, and we are off to the races. Already broke out of that 137 holding pattern and is now back up to 150. This is great news. Let us actually zoom in a little bit so we can see the finer movements of GME. Look at it just jiggle. Look at it jiggle. It is going at light speed right now. It's basically trying to shake the paper hands off, because those of you who are trying to get out right here, you are likely going to miss out on the big boat upwards. Of course, I'm not gonna tell you guys any financial advice. So wink, 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 wonk. We got some likes here. Thank you guys for liking this video. It really does help out the channel, and it gives Meatball some treats. Let's give Meatball 2 treats. 1 and 2. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, especially waking up this morning, getting your financial education, learning as much as you can, and being educated about the financial world. I think it's really important to be able to put yourself in the shoes of people who are building out this, the history books, right? We are making history. As of right now, we are creating the most important part of history, which is understanding the financial literacy of our generation, understanding AMC's short percent of float, understanding GameStop's short percent of float, and being able to do our proper due diligence. But I have yet to cover the theory that all of you wanted for me to cover yesterday, which is a theory for market close, which has eerily come true. This is from our GME, which is where all the cool apes are nowadays. So let me make sure I'm watching the live chat. We got Kai Silver. I read a predictive post on Reddit yesterday. It called for a big drop at market open and then a skyrocket. They compared it to January 25th to 26th, and it looks like it's exactly what is happening. You are possibly talking about this exact same article. Let's read it through right now to see why is the GameStop price dropping and what is going to happen with this big fight. I'm going to change the title of the video. Why GME dip? Okay, here we go. So the GME has fallen $30 off of 169 opening price, but is this article going to explain it? Let us find out. Those of you who are just joining us, my name is Andrew. I really do appreciate you guys jumping on board, and let's walk through this article. All right. Actually, let me do a proper introduction. Hey you guys, welcome to the show. We are talking about GME. Right now it is going crazy. Market just opened. It was at 169 at market open, and now it is hovering around 130. But is this GME dip to be expected? Well, I am a data scientist here in Silicon Valley. That doesn't mean that I have a bigger, crinklier brain than you. It just means that I have the data in my mind, the king of understanding what exactly is going through the world of the financial markets, as well as reading the most important DD and helping you guys fully understand it. So we're going to focus on this article. A lot of you have sent me. It is the theory for today's market close. Get ready for a battle. This is before market closed and the squeeze started to get squozed. There are a lot of buy orders with 3 to 4 decimals being made, driving the price up bit by bit. That kind of trading is not possible for retail. So we are looking at bigger whales moving into the market. Some prepared call chains to set up GME for a gamma squeeze, possibly starting the short squeeze. So we have Yahoo Finance, as well as the comments section over here. Hedge shorted GME with 200,000 shares. That didn't get the price back down to $50. So what did they do? They shorted it again with 100,000 shares. That eventually dropped the price to less than $50 again. And of course, they just shorted another 100,000. That makes 400,000 shares short today. Another fine, because GME is on the SSR today, they are not allowed to short on downticks. When GME hit its second lowest after reaching the $50 mark, someone shorted XRT with 100,000 shares on the downtick, thus working around the SSR and trying to destroy upper momentum again. Spoiler, it didn't work. Guess which price would start the call chain? Correct. $50. So hedgies and institutions are battling around the $50 mark right now. Hedgies don't want a gamma squeeze to take place again. Looks like GameStop just got suspended as we're talking. So they keep shorting and try to keep it under $50. And someone with buttloads of money keeps buying and trying to drive the price above $50 before close, so the call chain starts rolling. That supports the theory. After the price dropped to less than $50, there was a battle around the $50 for quite some time. After that, the price had been going sideways for hours. Both sides are probably waiting for the other side to do something in order to counter that with either more shorts or a sudden jump in buy volume. That's why no one is doing anything right now, because only the closing price and that we will stay around $50 till then in order to close around above $50 counts. And boy, if you guys followed the news, if you followed my live stream yesterday, did the close was the close higher than $50? It was at 90 buckaroos and it went up another 80% after hours. Another hint to further support the theory, $50 mark battle had insane volume. After hedge funds shorted GME twice and UI battled around the price, the volume died down to 10 to 20% of what was around that mark. And for me, it looked like they were just that there's some graphs. Looks like there's WeBull as well. For me, it looks like they just tested each other to see how far the other party will go in order to reach their goal and are now waiting for what they wrote above. Too long didn't read. If you guys are just joining because you're wondering why did GME dip, why has it opened at 169 and now suspended at 130, hedgies versus unknown institutions, which are, let's call UI. UI set everything up for a gamma squeeze and need the price to close above $50. Hedge funds know and don't want this to happen and keep shorting the poop out of GME to keep it below $50. Both sides waiting to the other to do something. Battle will start shortly before market closes. Just a theory, no advice. Ape hoping for a banana, and it happened just as described. Now there's a lot of edits, but let's make sure that we understand the Q&A. Frequently asked Q: why is it important that we close above 50? Do the options not expire on Friday? A, it's not, but it would start the calls chain. They set up about $15 call options, 15,000 call options at 50 expiring Friday end of day, but the other options at 60, 70, and so on, that would become the ITM as a result of the previous options getting exercised. Also expire by Friday end of day. So that would set off the chain reaction for the other strikes prices, causing the gamma rocket to launch. So this person is kind of tired right now, but we are not tired. We are looking directly at GameStop. It is still suspended at $129, and I'm going to go look through the live chat to make sure that if you guys are concerned, if you guys are worried, if you guys are considering paper handing, look at me and Meatball, right? If you want some resolve, this is the resolve you're looking for. This is not financial advice. This is just hopium and copium of exactly what kind of research we need to do to be able to continue believing. I know a lot of you have messaged me, commented below that this is going to save you out of some sort of debt, that this is going to protect you because you were always willing to stick it to the man and now you're being vindicated. I know that out there. We are working together on this journey. And if you can give me 10 seconds, I'm going to turn off that squeaky AC so the sound gets a little better. And I'm back. So one of the most important notes today is that everything hinges on the beginning parts of the market. So that's why we are keeping our eye closely on it. The price is now unsuspended again. It was originally hovering around 150 buckaroos. Now it is at a new level of support at 130. Seems to be hovering around that figure. We are really trying to shake off some paper handers right now. Calls on Meatball's career. Meatball's a data scientist through and through, so I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Let's see. Death Cal says we see over 20,000 shares sell, was driving the price down. This doesn't look like retail selling. What can it be? Hedgies moving their money around. Likely the larger volume orders are going to be the battle that we just described in the DD. GME is back, baby. Well, that comment seems to be a little late. GME is now either suspended or just frozen. Frozen at 112. This is likely the dip that we've been talking about. So market open here. It is. We are sitting in the afternoon sun, listening to your voice and holding. Greetings from Germany. I had no idea it was in the afternoon. Well, good afternoon to you, and hope you're having a nice day. Can we invest in Meatball? Yes, Meatball. How would they invest in you? Oh, there are three options. You can either go down and hit that join button next to the subscribe button to join a level of Meatball support. You can also go to my Patreon and directly support Meatball there. It is actually even more support because it takes less of a percentage off the top. And finally, you could do a direct donation with Venmo or PayPal to Andrew Coin, and that is the most the least amount of money that gets taken off the top. We are looking at a suspended GameStop, $112. This is far below the price it was at pre-market. When the market opened, it was at 169 buckaroos, and now we are roughly down 30% of our position before. Now the song that I'm pretty sure I cannot play from Kevin, Meet Kevin, is Buying the Dip. Buying the Dip. Not a financial advice, but that's a pretty slappable song, if I do say so myself. It's a pretty good song. If you guys are just joining us because you're wondering what is happening, GameStop is down. It is down from where it was pre-market and where a market open is, and a lot of these theories that we've been doing research on had predicted that it would be down today. And of course, you just think about it from the human perspective. So many people waking up had been tired of GameStop, or perhaps they're just opportunistic of GameStop. They're either one, had an entry point that is around the same price, they're tired of having their life savings up in the air, so they have paper-handed, and that causes a cascade of sell-offs from our breakout point at $169, and unfortunately down it goes when too many apes follow the wrong leader. Jedi says, did you have your coffee, mister? It's going to be a great day. You know, I have my Tendi juice right here. Oh, and that's good Tendi juice right there. Yummy, yummy. How old am I? I am 26. It says so in my profile. Sanguine, me and my coworkers are holding our life savings in this. Ricardo Montero, why do the suspensions exist? Can you explain? Hi, by the way. How's it going, Ricardo? Suspensions are so that volatile markets do not try and follow the leader too much. Remember, if people start to sell off and you see that red, you might freak out and panic sell. This is specifically due to panic selling and sometimes on the other side, panic buying, which is why GameStop also was suspended at the end of market yesterday, which might have changed things if they didn't. But however, we are grateful sometimes when they suspend the price for going too far low. AMC is also down from where it was before. It was up at $11 at pre-market, opened up at a price of $10.90, and now is selling off pretty much at the exact same momentum. It doesn't seem like the bus analogy makes as much sense. Remember, I said that the bus analogy is when the meme stocks are correlated because one bus leaves the station and you want to jump on another bus that is going to the moon. So that's why AMC gets a boost on the side. However, why would AMC also see a significant dip if its situation is almost entirely different, has been divergent for a couple of days from GameStop's situation? This now is seeming a little bit more suspicious on why these two stocks that have not been performing in the same way are trending very, very similarly today. And that's all we're looking at. All we're looking at is GameStop and AMC today. And if you see them in a vacuum, it becomes pretty clear that they are a little bit too close. Kyle Smith says, don't listen to talk of paper hands. There are only diamonds. Max says, it's a joke though. It seems to be suspended only when it goes up, doesn't it? John Little, I'm playing with house money. If it dips, I'll invest with my own GME, just dropping to refuel to the moon. Chen Feng says, Dad, how do I be a data scientist? Just read all the Reddit posts from the YouTube audience. Oh my goodness. Okay, we always have haters in the audience, Chen. We got Kyle Smith, take screenshots of manipulation, join the class action. Unknown server, I have no interest in cost, but it is doing the same, right? This is getting too suspicious. If so many of these stocks are being changed in the exact same way, and we know that the population is not 100% carbon copies of each other, this is getting suspicious AF. Andrew says, Sanguine, if too many people sell and the prices hovers around 50 to 100 this week, do you think it could still rocket? Well, we just read an article about the fight between the UIs, the unknown institutions, and the hedgies themselves. If you guys did not see that, go ahead and scroll back up, or just take a too long didn't read from this specific DD. GameStop is going to cause a collapse of the entire market, and is still going to. Too long didn't read. Hold on, where did that too long didn't read go? The too long didn't read. The price of the short interest might be a whopping 400%, which is according to this back of the envelope calculation. And too long didn't read. Hedgies versus unknown institutions. UI is set everything up for a gamma squeeze and need the price to close above 50. So if it still closes above 50 for a while, there could be a battle that will happen. And right now we are certainly seeing one of the battles. Perhaps this is the battle for our very lives. GameStop is continuing to plummet. It is going starting at a opening price of 169. Now it is getting roughly closer to 100. Do you see me panicking? I only get hype when the rocket is going up, not when it is refueling. If you guys are looking for a steady voice, a person who has a stake in GameStop but is not panicking, here you are, right? The most important part that we think about in terms of GameStop is understanding it with patience. So a lot of people in the chat are saying buy the dip. We got plot twist. The UIs are just our Lord DFV. It really could be. He is very well known, but maybe not known to the researcher. We got 2 Euro Supers from Alexis Maximus DE. Ameripores are always paper handing Euro rich gains. Unfortunately true. Thank you so much for dealing with us as our markets open. Jackie says, did the Finra report ever come out? It certainly did. We have the real numbers, or as real as they get, in terms of actual accountability. We have Finra showing 60.35. That's 20% lower than 2 weeks ago. For GME and for AMC, we have 16.9. We're looking at GameStop. It just hit $100. It was bouncing off of that price. Probably a lot of people mentally knew that GameStop was worth more, and now it is bouncing directly back up. If you wanted to get on the rocket before while it was refueling, that was possibly a good chance to get in. As why people keep asking, is it too late to get into GameStop? Well, the dips speak for themselves. Should I, FRM says, should I hold my AMC? Bought it at $11 today. Thanks. I cannot give you financial advice. However, AMC is a beast of its own. Let me do a quick recap. AMC has its theaters to open at 25% in less than 2 weeks. It has a lot of earnings reports and things going for it. It's expected to beat earnings. We have just general value in AMC right now. So if you are concerned about AMC, it seems like its value should speak for itself, because as of the new short interest report, it is still hovering at slightly above 10%, right? It is now higher. So that really has 2 main questions about AMC. Really briefly before we get back to GME, AMC was at 15.7% and now it is higher. That means that either the more people have started to short AMC, which is possibly true, but it could also be that manipulation was found and then readjusted the calculation. All right, let's go right on back to the chart here. We are seeing GameStop at 119.43. It is suspended. It has been suspended roughly 4 times as I've been live streaming this, and it's only been 30 minutes. So if you guys are in GME, if you guys are biting your nails, if you guys are wondering what is next, we are going to continue following the story and making sure you guys are provided the most up-to-date information. Michael Lee says Afria is merging with Tilray. Should I buy both? People had been asking about Afria and Tilray. I did an entire video about it. Just know that I believe one of the shares is going to be exchanged for the other one very, very soon. People are saying, I like your dog, says Aaron Dunn. I like your comment. Thank you for liking my dog. Meatball, did you hear that? People like you. Let's give Meatball a treat for 500 likes. Every like goes to feed a hungry Meatball. Here you go, buddy. If you guys are curious about what investment app I am using WeBull. I have that link in the description below. You can click it and get it yourself for free and get your 2 free stocks. And the most important part is if you use Robinhood, you are being manipulated. One of the most important things about Robinhood is that they not only decide to loan out your shares without your permission, because you get to opt out, not opt in to that program, but also they are not going to pay you. They sell your information. They don't pay you interest. There's a lot of bad things about Robinhood, and when the CEO had a chance to make it all better and explained it away, he decided not to. So this is important to note. Robinhood is not fighting on your behalf until they change their mind or until the CEO comes on the show. Hashtag get Vlad on the show. We are going to say trading is for the players. Get onto WeBull, get your 2 free stocks at the same time. It is going to be a wild ride. We got people still blowing up the live chat. Keep the thoughts coming. We got turn Andrew up, sit back and relax for a while. Is that beer you're drinking at 7 a.m.? Does this look like beer? It might look like a bottle, one of those new futuristic Bud Light bottles. All right, so we are looking at GME. It is still suspended, suspension in time at 119.43. We are going to be right here when it jumps back into the market. But for now, we are going to talk briefly about the DD that we have just read. A lot of different players in the market are imagining that if we keep the price above $50, GME is going to have major returns soon, right? We didn't expect the squeeze to happen so quickly, but this price expansion, as ICE expands, is very, very beneficial to people who either entered in a later point or perhaps are not going to paper hand until this price truly goes to the moon. Imagine this, right? If I started and markets are on again, price is moving again, I got into GME at $250 plus, right? If I sell now, I'm only going to recoup half my losses. That doesn't make as much sense, right? So that's why I understand that people like me who are part of the 250, 300 plus club, we are solid diamond hands. If we had the chance to get out, we would have gotten out a long time ago. So this is now GameStop moving around, hovering around that $118 figure. Every time it proves that it doesn't, it's kind of like putting the stock onto timeout. When it proves that I don't need to be on timeout, it decides to be suspended again. So GME is back. Let's go. Tony says, noob here. How can I see it is suspended? My lame app only updates like every 15 minutes. Which tool would you recommend to use on a PC, for example? If you guys want to see real price adjustments, if you guys want to get to use after hours and pre-market, you should definitely download this app called WeBull. I have a link in the description. I'm also going to send it right to you directly. I'm going to pin it in the chat for now. You guys noticed that the pinned chat was a BlockFi link. Make sure, I'm still very bullish on BlockFi. I still want you guys to start slowly moving your money into BlockFi because it is just an excellent tool to be able to get 8% interest on. No bank is going to give you that. But my tool, my stock tool. There you go. And we replace pinned. All right, so GameStop is now hovering around $120 reduce. That is still up 30% on market close yesterday, but it is unfortunately down roughly 30% from market open today. Dustin, some people said, unfortunately I'm stuck with Robinhood. WeBull nor Ameritrade will let me use Chime Stride Bank bank account. Literally stuck. Any other options? Well, if they won't let you use that specific bank account, I think it's time for you to upgrade to bank accounts in the cloud. So the bank that I use not only for my direct deposit, but also because they just keep giving me free money all the time. Because one, they are a lot scrappier, they don't have any physical locations, and two, they are just running promotions all the time to try to get new customers, is SoFi. And if you guys wanted to get $50 free, not a free stock that like could be randomly like $10 or $20. If you want to get $50 free to invest, then you should click that link. It's the last little fire link in my description. It says $50 to invest in anything you want for free. No kidding. That is SoFi, and that is really one of the best banks. And then you can use WeBull with the same benefits. Calla Lily says, good morning, Mo Money, Andrew, and Meatball. Meatball, we just got a good morning. High five. High five. Come on, give me a high five. Please. He's not feeling it. He didn't have his coffee. What do you think GME will close at today? It is a hard-fought battle to try to overcome this dip. So the last time I drew a line of technical resistance and support is this line right here, 140. And when GME blew past it no problem, I thought that this line was not going to be a factor anymore. However, it is now going to struggle to try and pass this line right here. So if it gets past 140, we could see that it does return back to 200. However, it has been hovering around 169, and that is the price that it opened at. If that's a new level of resistance, then that is the level that we are expecting to get to. Carlos Pinto is asking, if GME crashes, when do you think is the time to sell it? If it does crash, you are going to be selling low, which is not the right way to go about it, right? Sell high, buy low. Well, I've been telling everyone since yesterday that the actual plan of the real game, the big boy game, is to minimize regret. If you saw GME get to $90 and your price target was only 70, you should have started to sell part of your portfolio, 5 to 10%, exit your position. And then the next benchmark, sell another 5 to 10%. Next benchmark, sell another 5 to 10%. Now you will not be regretful when GME inevitably starts to have this granted very natural volatility. It is a meme stock, right? It is exactly what we expected. So never invest more than you are willing to lose. And never buy high, always buy the dip. I don't think I have to say this is not financial advice, but I will say that anyway. Everyone is saying hold in the chat. If it crashes, we don't sell. We see Crytone says put stop order in case of a crash. Try not. The orders are kind of like a double-edged sword. And putting orders in, one, especially if they're sell orders at higher prices, will make it harder for the price to squeeze, right? If you have price targets to exit your position entirely, that is normally a plan of maximizing profits, not minimizing regret. And especially since we're trying to squeeze right now with the greatest prisoner's dilemma that ever exists, we are trying to minimize regret for sure. It was starting to get up to 130. Now it is hovering around 125. It seems like it is getting stuck. Question, how many hedge funds are there? There are many, many hedge funds. Even medium-sized hedge funds in Chicago can control up to $1 billion, or maybe even several $1 billion. So that's why you can imagine there are many, many hedge funds out there. Hey, says Sven Bro, have you heard that CFO GameStop has run several businesses into the red? Probably so that they have lent money from hedge funds like Citadel. Explains the high shorting. Interesting. Well, the CFO jettisoning did seem like the trigger for a squeeze. Maybe it was Cohen's ice cream tweet. Who's to say? An amateur hour usually has sells after a gap up. There will likely be a big move in power hour. This is a multiple day play. We have Rohit says, can you put a price on something that is on the moon? We just read a DD a little bit earlier that says the price of an AI generated model has put the moon at $130,000 a share. Let us actually find out what this let's look at the article that this user was talking about. 130,000 is not a meme. We are trying to find this user on Reddit that built an AI model, Art of War, Sun Tzu, has built an AI model, and he is saying that the price should go up to 130,000. That's the moon right there. Oh, here we go. AI predicts GME squeeze using time series model. This is the data science content you guys are looking for. Is this it? Is this it? This is it? What kind of model is this? Okay, so best model by AIC, spline, default numeric spline interpolation. What program is this? So this is clearly not even like a custom written script. It's not Python. It doesn't look like it's like scikit-learn or TensorFlow. Let's see. This could be, possibly it's like in the back end real script, but this looks like someone's UI from a different application. So I am curious about exactly how this was built, especially since they're not showing any of the code. It would be much more difficult to actually understand. Well, there are three main parts of an AI model, right? You have to, one, understand like what is the input, like what are you even trying to put in? If it's a time series model, are you just putting the GameStop price and the games and like throughout time? That's not going to be enough to tell whether or not it squeezes. Then what are you giving it? Well, you're giving it SI data. Whose SI data are you giving, right? And finally, on, you're trying to figure out exactly which model is forecasting this price, right? And then some models are bullish and some models are bearish. And finally, you got to tell me a little bit more about the program you're using here. I think this person just got a good amount of clout for this. This might not even be the right article. But for now, we are still looking at GME. It is hovering at $130 reduce. We are seeing a real dip. It dipped from 169 at open to $100 at just a few, maybe 30 minutes ago. And now it is at 133, staying strong, living on. Enrique in the chat is going, exclamation, exclamation. Matthew says, I slept, guys. I'm proud. I'm proud of you as well. Eddie Penn says, should hedge funds have their own stock markets since they have so much more money than other people? That's an interesting idea. I'm not sure how that would work, but that's an interesting idea. Harry says, what if we put our sell limit at 130,000? Well, then that would do it. If everybody did it and the shorts started to squeeze, then that would do it. Barra Fade says, bro, do you think 5K a share is reasonable for today? No, not for today. This is a long game for sure. I don't think that anything above $200, I want to say anything above $250 is reasonable for today. The last points of resistance and support when the GameStop moved to $480-ish was at 270, I believe. So if it can surpass this line that I drew last time, which is 140, which it seems like it's having trouble right now, it's going to have to pass one more line at 170. Let's draw it here. If it passes these two lines, then it has the possibility of going past 270, but only then. 130,000 is not a meme. Finra says 60.35 and 16.9 AMC. That's correct. We saw at the end of the live stream yesterday, which means we always get the news at the end of the live streams. We had 60.35 GME, and now we have 16.9 in AMC. Note that that number is higher than it was 2 weeks ago. All right, let's back to the charts. We are noticing significant volatility. However, it does seem to be trading pretty steady as of speaking right now at 130 flat. It seems like a lot of people like that number because it is crazy moon time. If any of you are curious about exactly what kind of DD we already did, you can scroll on back in the live stream. But if you wanted to stay live, I'm just going to start rattling off. We saw an AI that predicted with a time series model, but with no actual code, that the price is going to go up to 130,000. We have some DD that said that the reason why the AI thinks it's going to squeeze to 130,000 is because it thinks that we can get the the price of this game stonk to 800 by Friday. So that is 1 day away. And if we can make it happen, it seems like that the AI is going to be correct. That we are going to see a moon price of 130,000. Of course, I want to see the code for that AI. I haven't seen it yet. I would love to be able to get a little more context, Mr. Machine Learning Engineer or data scientist that wrote out that script. And today is the day that we are trying to find vindication. If you guys are here, if you guys are looking at the charts, have a second, slap yourself in the face, look at me. My name is Andrew. I'm a data scientist. That's Professor Meatball. The two of us, we're just apes. We have no clue what's going on, right? The market is always going to be volatile. But the reason that you are tuning in is because you care. You care about personal investments. You care about understanding what the world of finances is. And that's why we are focusing on GameStop together. So let's tell the story together. Right? 2,600 of you. Let's get this bread. We have GameStop hovering at $128 reduce, and it is trying to meet this new level of resistance. It passed it earlier yesterday. It passed it during after hours. Crazy enough, it's sustained that price into the market open. And as soon as the market opened, we had too many paper handlers come on board, and we jettisoned them all, it seems. We got $2 from Super and Mike. You streaming all day? Meatball for the win. I'm going to have to take a break eventually. As you may know, I have a full-time job, so I do have to get some work done midday. But I will be back for you guys at market close. But we are not even close to finishing up this live stream. We are looking intensely with our eyes wide open at GameStop right now, hovering around $120. You are in good hands. We are talking to Professor Meatball, and he knows what he's doing. Isn't that right, Meatball? So tired. Oh my goodness. We got DeWark says, what is the short-term investment profit tax percentage if you sell at $40,000 profit? Probably upwards of 50%. Let's not lie. Eric Peterson says, if it's 130,000 shares, that's more than a third of the U.S. annual GDP. That's why that AI is probably a little sus, right? And but if it does happen, you know, I wouldn't blame you if you sold at 130,000. Okay, you are free of the stigma of paper handing if you sell at 130,000. Tachi says, please feed Doggo. We just smashing through 700 likes. Every like goes to feed a hungry Doggo. Go ahead and drop your like down below. And a super. Andrew, please remind all viewers to disable share lending on their platforms. Will help fight the creation of counterfeit shares. I would be happy to. In fact, that is what we're going to read right here. Another super. Thank you. GG, says Hippo. Thank you so much, Paul R. Another super chat from Meatball, and the exact. We're gonna still keep our eye on the price. It's still hovering at 126 right down in the left-hand corner, so don't go anywhere. We are going to cover exactly what that super chat was talking about in terms of lending your GME shares for short selling. It is bad. It is not helping us squeeze at all. So I'm gonna avoid saying all the naughty words. On the cost to borrow GameStop stock for short selling is at historic lows, currently at 1%. For reference, source from iBorrowDesk. On the 4th, the fee was 23%, 15th was 45%, 26th was 84%. Since then, the borrow fee has decreasing exponentially, even though we've collectively been buying and hodling the shares hand over fist. Again, the borrow rate to short sell is only 1% right now. Want to know why? It's because of you. It's because of you who use Robinhood to buy up the stock in droves into accounts that have instant settlement margin turned on by default. Let us be clear. The link that I have pinned in the live chat is not like Robinhood. Robinhood has the ability to, it is essentially you have to opt out of this ability to have people not lend out your shorts and turn into counterfeit shorts. Want to know, when you have instant settlement enabled, it makes your account a margin account. When you have a margin account, the broker is free to lend out its shares like to the twats at Melvin Capital for shorting. If you have a cash account, the shares are bought and settled directly into your account, and the broker isn't allowed to lend these shares out to short sellers. So the more GME stock that we buy into a margin account, the more cheaply the hedge funds are able to use the shares to short it. Robinhood even specifically told us, but as it turns out, we've already heard about phantom shares and synthetic longs. That kind of information on this channel was available since 2013 in SEC, right? And we are just reporting it now. People in the comment section will be like, "Hey, SEC is going to be investigating you. This is going to be a real important problem now that GameStop is mooning." It's been on their website since 2013. How to prevent this on Robinhood? Here is, if you must stick to Robinhood, here's exactly how you do it. You go to the iPhone app. You go to account tab, investing, day trade settings, turn off instant settlement to convert your account to a cash account, and then withdraw whatever leftover money positions and redeposit it into WeBull. That because Robinhood is the devil right now. Bonus info: how short interest can be over 100% without naked short selling, which is what a lot of people think happened. 1. Person A buys 100 GME shares into a margin account on bad broker, let's say Robinhood. For short. Robinhood lends these 100 shares to bad fund, MC for short, to sell short. MC short sells these 100 shares on the market, and the second person is the buyer into the bad broker, let's say the second Robinhood margin account. And now Robinhood 2 lends those 100 shares to MC to sell short, which a third person buys. So the same 100 shares have now been short twice, boosting SI percent, but the float hasn't changed on the stock. The only way to win the battle against the hedge funds is to cut off their ability to short the stock so cheaply. If they can short the stock for virtually free, dollar for dollar against retail traders, the squeeze will never get squoze. You hear that? Get off of Robinhood. Go open accounts that actually support the cause. Or if you must stay on Robinhood, this is exactly the instructions that you need to follow. Okay, let's go back. We just had 2 supers from our good fans. If you guys are just joining us, we are looking live at the price of GameStop. Before I started talking about what you should do to try to help the squeeze, we had $130 hovering roughly. Now it's at $117 hovering roughly. If you guys are here in the live chat, let's make some noise. Hear about how hype you are. Thank you for the super. What is these barriers at XUSD do to sell orders? Where are you seeing that? Where are you seeing that? Over on the app over here, which is WeBull. I already pinned a link in the description to be able to get your own WeBull app. How old is Meatball? Dude is always looking tired. It's because he's in a little cubby, right? He might be comfy, but he certainly is bored. There's no like little dog hoops to run through. There's no like cute little fields for him to play through, right? It's the pandemic. He has to just chill, right? And I have to chill. He has to sit in that cubby. I have to sit in this chair, right? But at least he gets to eat. All I get is to drink some water, which is Tendy juice. Yummy, yummy. Can you explain the dips and the highs? I sure can. The last high that Robinhood was able to, sorry, not Robinhood. We're looking at GameStop right now. Robinhood triggered me good, so I automatically said it. 2 more supers. I mean the ones it has to break through. The level of resistance, right? So these barriers are previous levels of resistance and support. Resistance just means a number that the price was rejected by. It tried to get past a certain price. Maybe it was at 100 and it couldn't pass 100. So that's why historically it's going to have to pass that price next time. And the same people are investing. So that's why the same demographic is going to try and think, last time we didn't think it was worth this much money. Why do we think this time it's worth this much money? Support is levels that the price have bounced off of, right? Like, we know for a fact the price of the stock is worth more than a certain amount. So that's why we want to track those as well. Previous supports can become future resistances and vice versa. So that's why these prices are important to note. Someone also, another super from Luke Wilmer. I'm trying to go to WeBull, but they will not not approve me for options. I'm stuck with Robinhood, unfortunately. Well, you know what to do. Go to your settings and turn off instant settlement because they are not doing you any favors. They're in fact screwing the other apes up. Sky Myers, Tendy juice, blech. What? Tendy juice. Make sure you stay hydrated, guys. All right. Would you say that AMC or the GME is a better buy right now? I would be careful of buying either of these stonks while all this volatility is going on. The reason why is because the moon is in sight, but we never can tell you how long it's going to take, right? All I can say is that a lot of the 2,000 plus of you guys on this stream right now are not going to sell. I'm just going to guess. That's my opinion. And my opinion is that I am not going to sell either. So if you guys are looking for steady-minded, hyped up groups of people to continue supporting each other, this is exactly the community that you have found. Congratulations. To commemorate you finding this community, make sure to smash the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you never miss me going live and you can hang out with Meatball every day. I think that's a pretty good deal. Meatball, what do you have to say? You have to say anything? No? Okay. Never says anything. Talk about GME. Yes, we are talking about GME. GME is rising now. It's above $130. That was what it was flirting with before. Remember that line of technical resistance last time I had marked out. It has to pass 140 in order to actually get across a next barrier. Now after hours it was basically stuck at 175. It couldn't pass it except for one little insy teensy moment. It was able to get up to $200 in price. Ryan says, I'm just an ape, I can't find the sell button. Ko-Fi says, I'm not selling, I'll think about it at 800. LMAO, I can buy plenty. What if? Get off your high horse. Matthew is probably talking to someone else. Not me, hopefully. A bunch of you sent me your dogs yesterday. I did appreciate that. We are currently looking at GME. Those of you who are joining, we are reading a good amount of DD about exactly what we to expect in terms of GameStop and exactly where we are going. Let us go and find a little bit more information. I'm going to do a couple of more research for you guys. Rachel Gatesmith, good morning. Good to see you here. There are plenty who bought on the way up in the last squeeze and did well. So Warren Buffett would say, buy the dips. I think that's Warren Buffett's theme song. Zero says, when will you be able to explain the volume analysis on WeBull? Yes, that is coming out in a full video soon. Let us see. We got some gamma squeeze information comparing AMC to GME. Whatever it is happening, it ain't just due to shorts. That's a really good explanation, I think. So, okay, this is a very short explanation. Those of you who are here for the DD, we're going to cover this very briefly. Those of you who are looking at the stonk, it's still right down here in the bottom left corner. Comparing AMC to GME, whatever is happening ain't just due to shorts. So we're seeing the similar volume across media titled meme stocks, especially considering the late day activity yesterday with regards to overall volume. I've also been seeing tons of posts claiming that the short interest is 90,000%, even higher than back in January. Interesting. Below, I've plotted the market's volume and short volumes for AMC and GME. So let's look at that. Wow, cool chart. So AMC seems to go all over the place. GME is also all over the place. Okay, hold on. There's two GME drafts. Let's say below is the last 3 days of volumes for the New York Stock Exchange. Too long, didn't read. Maybe it's all the calls being used, maybe it's something else, but all this price movement towards the moon is not the result of huge swings in shorts. AMC shorts have been increasing over the last week. GME shorts have only significantly increased yesterday, probably due to the later day price spike. Okay, interesting. So AMC short volume decreasing. AMC shorts have been increasing over the last week. Oh yes, so I'm reading this chart backwards. This is getting larger, and then this decreases and then gets a larger yesterday. Yeah, it gets significantly larger. To everyone who's saying that AMC won't squeeze as much as GME, Listen up, fellow Crayola taste testers. According to the official data, there are 500,000 AMC calls expiring this Friday. Similarly, there are 117,000 GME calls expiring this Friday. Since each contract represents 100 shares, if every one of these calls expires in the money, 53 million shares of AMC will need to be bought and 11 million shares of GME will need to be bought in order to fulfill these contracts. This is the gamma squeeze that we're talking about. So this means that the percent of total shares that will need to be bought for the following stocks is the following. 39% of the flow for AMC, 26% of the flow for GME. In reality, the percentages are higher since not all the shares are actually available to be purchased. So what does this mean? Both AMC and GME will go to the moon. Also, the more we buy and hold, the higher they'll go since more contracts will have to be covered and less shares will be available for the shorts. Too long didn't read, buy and hold. This is going to be a deadline, Nostradamus style, for tomorrow. We are still hovering around $125 for GameStop. Does not seem to want to get past the next level of resistance at $140, but we are still working on the research here, and that's why data is king. We're learning about research, guys. Gao de Tajahaha, for those of us bag holders who bought in at above 300, do you think that we will be able to at least get our initial investments back when scanning WallStreetBets? I saw many people who had bought in around 200. I am one of those people who have bought in above 250, and I have to say that I am sitting comfortably, right? If I wanted to recoup half my losses, I would have sold at 170. You saw me. I have the WeBull app up. I could have sold directly in front of all of you, and I didn't. And the reason that I didn't is because I believe. So much research has been put out there. And if I believe, I think the rest of you also have just an obligation to at least do your own research, learn as much as you can, not take any of my financial advice, but understand that there is tons of work out there to be done to fully understand the history being made right now. Oh, we got a super from, this is my Doge account. After making millions, I am putting it all in Doge. Love that meme attitude. Let's give our actual Doge a treat. Here you go. Tasty, tasty stonks. So we are currently looking at GameStop right now. It is at a middling 124, not an all-time low today, but also not an all-time high. It started off pretty high at $169, and then it decided to drop as low as $101 just a few, maybe 30 minutes ago to an hour ago. That was a bummer, but then when we started to try and push 130, I mentioned to everyone that the next line of technical resistance is at $141. It still is not yet been able to pierce that ever since dropping from some heights earlier. Hey man, says Turzone, what's going on? Sasha Cataneo says a lot of people bought at 200 plus and held till now. Why would they sell now? Yeah, this is just logic. But sometimes it's hard to fully embrace logic when there's so much emotion on the line. But put yourself in the shoes of me. Put yourself in the shoes of people who care about the GameStop saga and care about my wallet, right? I care about, like, at the end of the day, fully winning and sending a message. Why would we sell now if we care so much about this, about going to the moon? Let's see. Andrew, what time are you leaving? I'm gonna be leaving roughly maybe like in 2 hours. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere quite yet. Chantel Dehan bought in at $320, doubled down at $45, now sold at $160 for $700 profit. Never thought I got to see green in your account. Grats, I think you are part of the reason why we are going lower, but jokes aside, congratulations. It won't break till next week. We are being as patient as we can. A lot of you that decided to take advantage of after hours or perhaps pre-market with the help of WeBull, right? A lot of the apps don't give you the access to after hours and pre-market. WeBull does. Those of you who decided to paper hand, congratulations on ill-gotten gains. We are holding and we are staying true to the cause. I'm sure doubling down must have felt pretty good, especially since getting $45 to get in is likely something that we like. Honestly, if I double down as well in my position, I would feel really good. Lord Weird, super chat €1. Thank you, Lord Weird. I think you also sent me your dog yesterday, so thank you for that as well. What would happen if a GME and AMC dilute shares? Would you be okay with it? If they do, that would give the hedgies an advantage because shares are shares. If they issue more shares, then they are going to be able to cover their shorts. But if the price is going to be like issued at like crazy high amounts, it's not really going to change that much. Chantel says, will buy back if at the dip when I don't have that $320 buy keeping me down. Yes. Carlos Pinto says, what happened yesterday and why did the price go so high? Do you believe it will happen today again? There's a lot of DD going out that there was like a blood war going around with the hedge funds and these unknown institutions. I just read a DD about it just a second ago. There is also conversations about how that if we keep the price of GameStop above 800 by tomorrow, it's a pretty tight deadline, we are going to see an crazy gamma squeeze because there's so many call options that are set to have to be filled tomorrow, and not only for AMC but also for GME. Where did that article that I found go? But the main point of the battle right now is that we are focusing on the GameStop price and making sure it gets the publicity that it needs. Can you buy partial shares on WeBull? Yes, you can. When Beeslick says, don't feel bad, sell if you feel like you have to. No one gets poor from making a bit of profit. Fair enough. Zero, I'm going to get around to that volume analysis. I'm putting it into a full video, not just a live stream. Let's not call each other names in the chat. Nick says bought at 300, triple down at 50 bucks, 156 breaking even, and it's all trivial because multimillionaire at 100,000 per share. DD is due diligence, mate. Basically, do your own research. Make sure that you are fully understanding the process, right? Make sure that you are doing enough research so that ape with 1,000 typewriters can't outpace you. Lord Weird, another super thank you. Messed up, I was trying to give you 5 yo-yos instead of one. Question, did you buy in at 250 on the way up or down? I bought in at the way down, right? I really thought that I was smart. I would be like, oh, look at this big discount. GME is straight up to the moon. I better get in while I still have the chance. And oopsie daisy, that's why I was hesitant on Bitcoin. But if you did buy in at Bitcoin at 44,000 earlier this week, congrats. It is now way higher than that. And that's just a lifelong investment right there. For that Euro super chat, Meatball gets a Euro treat. Yum, 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 yum. If you guys are just joining us, my name is Andrew, and this is Professor Meatball. We are data scientists here in the Silicon Valley Bay Area, and we are here to tell you about everything GameStop, everything AMC, and helping you understand a little bit about the news here, and helping you understand a little bit about the chart itself. Now, one of the things that I wanted to note is that if you guys stuck with the live stream all the way until the late night yesterday, we had the numbers fully come out in Finra. This is the Finra report that gets updated every 2 weeks. Right now, we have 60% short percent of float, 60.35 for GameStop. We found that out at the end of the day during that live stream, and 16.9 for AMC. So now we are talking to the live chat, seeing you guys getting your opinions. We got DeWark saying, what is an honest, realistic max amount of price for GME? I don't want to be the Nostradamus that gets it wrong. I don't think that GME is going to get to 130,000. Let's be real, right? 130,000. That AI, I have no idea what the script is. If I can see the code for that AI, I might believe it. But 130,000 is way too high. Cecilio Navarro says, good morning. Loved your reaction when the price went from 40 to 80. Yeah, that was intense. I can't believe we got it on live stream. I was just going ape. Oh my goodness. This is the Doge account. I also just bought in on the way down at 160, but as a mem buyer, it is easier to tell I am holding. It is easy to tell that I am holding. There you go. Ken Fabio Yo says don't spam. I agree. Listen to Ken Fabio. Jose is spamming. Go to the GME subreddit, please. Okay. Let me go and check it out. We have a GME subreddit. The GME subreddit is the one where the suspicious AI was. If GME hits to 800, yeah, people are really talking about if GME hits 800. Let's look at the GME subreddit here. We got synopsis, what we need to know before market opens. DD, good morning, San Diego. Okay. This seems to be an hourly reminder. Remember, there will be dips and effery during this time. Do not be scared to panic or think it's squozen. This is an important note just to remember. Magnolia, thank you so much for the super. On Fintel, available stocks to short GME is 0. Can you explain that, please? Kisses to Mr. Meatballs. Meatball, did you hear that? You get kisses. Thank you for the super. Fintel, stocks to short is 0. Fintel doesn't give the most accurate information. In fact, Fintel was one of the first numbers that came out that gave an inaccurate number for the short interest, or perhaps just a differently calculated number for the short interest other than Finra. I would say that that's probably not cause for concern unless a little bit more research can be done about it. GameStop is seeing another rally, small rally up to $130. We want to be able to see it push through that $140 number. Anessa B says, sorry, I have sent the same message twice or 3 times before, my bad. No, that's fine. If you can send a message as many times as you want, as long as it's not over and over again at the same, right back to back. There will be dips, but be rational, take a breath. I promise you, you will know when it finally squeezes. The key now, and this is mostly for the new apes, is to hold tight, be patient, and be emotionless. It is just money. You can make it back, and the potential gains from this squeeze outweigh the initial investment by margins you won't even begin to comprehend. Chantal, thank you for the super. Thanks for keeping us posted. Couldn't have made it through without your chill vibes and info. Give Meatball some cuddles for me. Thank you, Chantal. Here you go. Here you go. Good boy. Here's some cuddles and a treat. Thank you guys for the 800 likes. Let's keep the like counter going. Let's feed that meatball. This isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Can't wait to get a new handicap sticker for my Lamborghini. Okay, what does that mean? Not sure what kind of joke this is. But if you guys are watching, GameStop is seeing another $5 up. We are seeing $135 is now the new number that we are trying to hover around. Remember, we are going to see dips and squeezes. Dips and the opposite of dips, but this does not mean that the squeeze has been squoze. We're seeing some more calls that $800 by Friday is the number. Jimmy Xiong, thank you for the super. GameStop short sellers estimated to have lost $800 million on their bearish bets on Wednesday or text. That is incredible. That is outrageous. Always buy the rumors, sell the news, like Bruce Wayne says. Let's see. We have some good stories over here. We got some Ryan Cohen soft serve tweet predictions. 6.5 million shares traded pre-market. We are already approaching the entire daily volume for 223 in pre-market alone. $1,000 is not the squeeze. It's just the beginning. Wow, amazing. We have there's a new D&D book. That's exciting. Let's see. So you're saying to invest my life savings? Thanks, JK. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying anything. This is not financial advice. Fatima says, we going, boys. GameStop just pushed through that $141 marker that I put up here. So this is the point that it's going to struggle. We are now going to see whether or not it gets rejected by this price or if it passes through. Charlie says, I'm selling at 100,000. Roscoe says, Mo money squad. Let's go. Raphael says, hey, Andrew, curious why you haven't bought to average down, or are you keeping capital for other plays? I'm making sure that we are staying financially educated and building out different avenues to make sure that we have like capital for the educational section of this video, so that on certain live streams I'm going to put some money down, and then eventually I think I'm going to transition into portfolio shares as well. I'm not sure if that content is interesting to a lot of other people, because we do want to keep it as unbiased as possible. The only biased one that I have to say is that I am vested in GameStop. GameStop is now pushing past that 141 figure and now moving up to 146. This is good. Smoking Jay says, do I plan on looking at dogs today? Sure. You can send me some dogs. Send me a dog on Instagram. I am Andrew Mo Money on Instagram. Hey Mo, after the squeeze is squozen, what do you think the fair price per stock would be? It's difficult to conjecture on when the squeeze is squoze, because if the squeeze does get squoze, the market might just get destroyed, right? Because the fair price of a stock that needs to be covered, a short that needs to be covered for a stock that doesn't exist, is infinity, right? So a fair price for GameStop is not infinity, and I don't think is 130,000 either. So that is the question, right? It's no longer about what's fair; it's about what's right. I think that's the Joker quote. Did you hear about the gamma squeeze? Yeah, let's actually cover that. I think some of you have come in right after I talked about this. This is what the title of the video is about. There is a lot of news about the gamma squeeze. The difference between the gamma squeeze is that it's about call options instead of shorts, but they have the same idea of expiring deadlines that need to be covered by a certain date, and it is tomorrow by chance. Don't let this die in new rising. If GameStop hits 800 before 226, there's a chance we will trigger the mother of all short squeezes. Well, actually, it's all gamma squeezes. If GameStop hits 800 before 226, we will hit the mother of all squeezes. We learned from this last spike to 483. It was not the short squeezing, as Melvin admitted in the congressional hearing. He did not cover, and the spike was from gamma. If you do not know this, the gamma squeeze occurs because of call options. As the prices surges, market makers are forced to write down more calls and buy shares before they even become available, surging the price higher. So this comes back to the same idea that there are people at play that need the price to go. There are forces at play that force institutions or hedges or someone else to buy as many shares as they can, and buying increases the price. If they buy and buy and buy, it is going to go to the moon, and that is what we are looking for. Same exact logic for shorts, except that it's just a different kind of obligation. Let's go into the live chat. Tali says, what happens if the market crashes? We don't know. We've never destroyed the market in the same way before. Let's see. X Shady says, how do you think Melvin covering shares through ETFs is gonna influence price action? Important note is that they haven't covered their GameStop. They're just putting GameStop into a ETF that has a bunch of other stocks, and then shorting that, and then covering every other stock in that ETF except GameStop. So in that sense, all that actually does is change the perception of the stock, which is the whole point, right? It's subterfuge, it's manipulation. You need to read the other post on GME subreddit about why it dipped so much. Okay, let's do it. Whoop. Didn't mean to pull up Tesla, but Tesla is not looking good today, down 4%. We are still looking at GameStop. GameStonk. Sometimes stonks are really expensive to miss out on and to buy at the wrong time. So dip. Search for GME only. Which one? Found the reason for the dip. They are shorting multiple ETFs with massive amounts of shares, millions right now. All right, so 1 hour ago, we have some DD from RGME. The dip is happening. It's been about an hour and change for the market open, and now we are talking about why the dip is occurring. They are shorting GME via 63 different ETFs, 0 shorts available for GME right now. They borrowed over 2 million shares to short for yesterday and today. So this is the Finra Report. Thank you for the super, whoever found that out. Yeah, there is no shorts available as of 1 hour ago. Okay, so they actually predicted this from the post from yesterday. Is this the same post? Battle? My theory for market close, get ready for a battle? Okay, this is the battle guy. The biggest ones, 20,000 shares short, VIOV, RWJ, 4,500 shares sold short. XRT, of course, is the king of the ETFs, 450,000 shares sold short. We got VIOG, 6,000 shares, and then IGR, which has 350,000 shares sold short. Here are the other ones as well. So you guys understand these are ETFs, they are shorting it, and they are dipping the price. They borrowed 1.5 million GME shares to short yesterday, but there was no huge drop off or sell volume that would indicate that they already shorted those. That means that they are now using these shorts as well as the ETFs. Too long didn't read. Millions of shares are being sold short today, trying to get people to panic sell. Data is from 9:45 a.m. and they're trying to keep it up to date. 9:45 a.m. is like 3 hours ago. No, sorry, not 3 hours ago. 9:45 a.m. is like an hour ago. Okay, so we understand a little bit more about the tricky hedgies and what they're doing. It seems like the prices seem starting to reflect that a lot more people understand that this is just hedgies doing hedgy manipulation, and now we are seeing vindication. We were slightly rising above 440 and change. It seems like we got to 150 briefly, and now we are still hovering around that point of resistance that I drew earlier, $140 reduce. Isaac Gregg, do you think if California would have announced opening of theaters, big buyers would have been more inclined to buy in at $7, making the squeeze harder? I certainly think that would have helped. I don't like your this person's username is Human Centipede Head segment. If stock market crashes, then crypto markets crash. It will be very ugly. Yes, gross. Wish I didn't think about that. I want a BTS sandwich. They are trying to cause so much destruction that the government will bail them out. Some of you are getting your usernames shouted out, and now you're getting exposed. What is an ETF? Ape no understand. ETFs are just like a bundle of stocks. You can think about that, right? Some of those stocks are GameStop, but they are not like explicitly GameStop. They are just ETFs, right? So that's why if you wanted to, we talked about ETF XRT hiding the fact that a lot of these shorts are still not covered. And it's just another form of manipulation that we have seen several times throughout this saga. It seems like they never want to stop manipulating us. But of course, if you guys are just joining us, welcome. My name is Andrew. We are talking about the biggest piece of history in your life, right? In your lifetimes, we are likely not going to see another piece of history this exciting. That is exactly why we are talking about the price of GameStop, why we are seeing it fluctuate between this level of resistance at $140 and whether or not it will actually pass it. If it actually does pass this price, we should see important tendies of it going all the way to the price that it could not seem to beat during pre-market, which is around 170 buckaroos. Benjamin Schorb, thank you for the super. If the stock market crashed, it may help crypto. It might if people decide that it is time for them to like actually jump into crypto afterward. But I wouldn't hold my breath. I would not hold my breath. Drinking some water. Eyes wide shut says the hedgies assume we are dumb. It will be their downfall. Chronic Haze, new ape seeing red candles at microscopic level, calling it crash when it's 300% up. Yeah, don't forget, it at $140, it was at 45 yesterday. That means that it is at the very least 200% up, right? 300% up yesterday when it closed at around 170 change, 180. But it is at least 100+% up to 200% up. Yo, check Fentel. There's only 1,000 shares of AMC available to short in Ape's term. We're going to the moon. Mr. Butter Venom says, do I have your permission to get a tattoo of Meatball when we reach the moon? I want to personally see your bad decision of Meatball getting a tattoo. If you're in the Bay Area, let's get together because I want to be there when you get a Meatball tattoo. Maverick says, are there herd-thinking psychologists that aid the hedge funds into how we think as retail dumb money? I would love to hear from one on the situation. I'm sure there are psychologists like that study this meme like culture specifically. If I was a psychologist, I would definitely opt in if that was an option to try to study meme stonks and why this stuff is actually happening. If you guys are watching this video, it's because we are here explaining in purely simple ape English exactly what's going on with the GameStop saga. And if you guys missed my explanation of why $800 is the important milestone to reach, let me do it again. It's going to be a 10-second overview of exactly what's going to happen with $800. It's important because the dip is also explained in a similar way, and I want to be able to help you guys understand all of the different pieces of the puzzle. It's Og. Thank you for the super. Soon may the Tendy man come. Cheers, man. And then this is my Doja Coin. Thank you for the super as well. Every super and every a milestone of likes gets Meatball some treats. So go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for as much investment information as your little tendy body can handle. It's a beautiful morning in California. Really beautiful blue skies. Stay safe, stay warm if you guys are still in the storm. So the explanation, don't let this die. If GameStop hits 800 before 226 tomorrow, it will be the mother of all short squeezes. If you still have trouble understanding the difference between short squeezes and gamma squeezes, it's only the only difference is that there's an obligation, right? When a short happens, you're an obligation to return a stock to someone else, right? A call option is a completely different kind of obligation, although it is slightly similar, and a bunch of these call options are expiring tomorrow, not only for GME but for AMC as well. So this, if we try to hit 800 before the deadline tomorrow, then a lot of these call options are going to be in the money, which means that there's going to be a lot of gobbling up of GME, which means tendies for us. If people start to buy in massive hordes, the price will just skyrocket. And right now it's at 143. Like that number, nice and solid, moving past the level of resistance. Charles, thank you for the super. Every time Meatball eats, a 1%er cries. That's correct. Meatball, you hear that? Every time you eat, a 1%er cries. Gobble, gobble, gobble. All right. Thank you guys for continuing to support the chat, continuing to learn with us and build out your financial education. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're just jamming around here. Make sure that you also understand why the dip is happening. I'm going to explain it real briefly once more. This is the same person that wrote out a post yesterday about battle time. Some of you have sent me this battle time information. They are shorting 63 different ETFs in order to push the price of GME down. And if you guys are wondering which ETFs, here they are. I've already reported about XRT in the past video like 2 weeks ago, but this is the one with 450,000 shares sold short, 6,000 from VIOG, 350,000 from IJR, 4,500 from RWJ, and then 20,000 from VIOV. This is just another manipulation tactic, right? They also borrowed 1.5 million GME shares to short yesterday. They are expecting us to fall. We are not going to cave. We are going to stand tall and continue making sure that the hold happens. Jack Jones says, is 800 today realistic? I think I'm going to hold out hope, right? It would be, since opening price was $160 reduced, that would mean even greater percentage increase than yesterday. Now, that is what exponential growth is, right? We are expecting very, very high growth. And if that's the case, more attendees to us. However, Is $800 realistic today? Is a question that's harder to answer than is $800 realistic in the next 2 days? Because we needed to get to $800 by tomorrow. And if that's the question, I have a little bit more optimism for that question because exponential growth, right? We have 2 whole days to stretch out the amount of growth that we need. We are shaking off a lot of paper hands right now. We are getting hit by ETFs shorting, and it is not a pretty fight. If you guys are here with us fighting, join the Meatball Army, enlist, drop your subscribe down, hit that bell button to make sure you're notified, and hey, if you do feel extra generous and want to support the stream, make sure to click one of the links down below to get WeBull, which is the technical app that I'm using right now, entirely free, or drop a $4 or an $8 membership to join Meatball and get some cool flares in the live chat, like the people who have green names. It's pretty cool. Have Brian Jung as part of your live stream, please. That's Redstone. I messaged Brian Jung, including this is the same time that I requested a bunch of dog pictures from the rest of you on Instagram. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram yet, I would love to hear from you. And if you guys have Brian Jung in your inner circle, just let him know that I sent him a message. I'm wondering if he wants to talk to me. He's at Credit Brian on Instagram. Pretty cool guy in my opinion. Kebzo Kun says, Andrew, I put in a call option at 450, but it said replaced. What does that mean? I don't know. What kind of platform are you using? Because that's not something that I've seen on WeBull before. Mike McCarthy, yesterday all of the action came in the last hour of trading, so I'm looking forward to the power hour. Not financial advice, says Lord Weird, but I wouldn't expect 800 by closing, guys. Possibly by end of day tomorrow. This is pretty realistic news. It's grim to hear, but we have a price. It's kind of like saying I need to lose like 20 pounds in the next like 2 weeks, right? Probably not realistic. However, if you set up a goal that high, you will probably end up somewhere among the stars. And if we don't get it to 800, a lot of those call options are still going to be in the money, even if we get up to like 500, 600, 700. So when we get to that point, kiss your moneymaker goodbye. We're gonna go up to the moon. Put your space boots on, because we're gonna talk. We're gonna be talking through astronaut helmets. Thank you for the super, Jack Jones. Thanks, bro. Good answer. We hold together. Thank you for the super, Jonathan Lewis. Can you speak about NYSE circuit breaker so people have a better understanding of halts? NYSE circuit breaker. Let me see if I can pull up an article about that. Thank you for the super, Jade Dean. I'm a Dumba. Bought 55 shares, 280 on Schwab, 64 shares, average 344 on Fidelity. Now what? Get out? Sell my 10 shares, bought at 155, still down 20K overall. I've been given a second chance and can't F it up. Thank you for the super. I want to say the first thing is treat for Meatball. Second thing is I'm in a very similar situation. I'm also a $250 plus bag holder, and I have to say right now, if this money is funds that is supporting a loved one, I wouldn't blame you for being a paper hander, right? This is not financial advice, of course. Look at that disclaimer right there. I would not blame you for being a paper hander at any point on the way up. But if this is play money, right? If this is money like me that is investments for a fun future full of cruises and slip and slides and tendies, see where this goes, right? Don't you want to be part of history? Not financial advice at all, but if I was talking to a friend, I would say you are in one of the craziest parts of history where this price could easily, if people are saying 800 by the end of this week, this price could easily end up somewhere in the hundreds, especially since it's already surpassed 130. We are looking good, right? I can't predict the price that it's going to be tomorrow, but I can only say, let's get up to 800, guys. Let us try and do it together. How circuit breakers work? Here is a NPR article about circuit breakers. Then we're going to go back to GameStop. 6 minutes after trading began on NYSE on Monday, it was suddenly halted. That's when the S&P 500 index plummeted 7%. And thank you for the super, Richard Duong. Bay Area represent. Good morning, apes. The market-wide halt was the first since the stock market crash of October 27th, 1997, when the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 554 points or 7.2%. Under market rules, circuit breakers kick in at 3 thresholds. Level 1, a drop of 7% from the prior day's closing price of the S&P 500 triggers a 15-minute trading halt. Trading is not halted if the drop occurs at or after 3:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Level 2, a drop of 13% triggers a 15-minute halt. Trading is not halted if the drop occurs at or after 3:25 Eastern Standard Time. And level 3, a drop of 20% triggers a halt for the rest of the trading day. Trading resumes the following day. So these automatic trading halts are aimed to prevent the market from entering a free fall, and Monday's halt did a good job. With the major indexes coming off of their lows once trading resumed. However, the indexes fell again later in the day with the Dow Jones Industrial trading average, the DJI average down more than 2,000 points or nearly 8%. They're designed to slow trading down for a few minutes to give investors the ability to understand what's happening in the market. Remember, data is king, and if you can't get data or oxygen to your head, then you're going to make bad choices. So this is a great suggestion by a super chat. Thank you so much for continuing to educate and support the group of apes in this room. Of course, we are still talking about GameStop. It seems like we have been rejected by the 140 dollar resistance level again, and now we are still trailing around 130. Seems like 130 has been one of a strong support levels, and we are continuing to watch GameStop rise slowly but surely. Up it goes. I want to do a little bit more research on GME for you guys to make sure that I'm still up to date. People are saying that AMC is rising now. AMC is currently above $10. That is still lower than the price it opened at, but it isn't lower by much. AMC is up 10%, whereas GME is up 40%. That seems to have been the ratio for the last few days. It's up 40% on the day, but of course it isn't up based on the price that the market opened at. What application am I using, Andreas? I am using the application that I've pinned here in the live chat. Go ahead and go up to the live chat. It's pinned in blue. My stock tool, quit Robinhood, get 2 free stocks on WeBull. When you deposit $100, you get to see the stock price go up and down basically at real time with minor delay, and you get to see after hours and pre-market and get to play around in there. Something that Robinhood also does to you is make it so that your account is automatically opted into lending out your GameStop shares, which hurts every other ape around you. So either get off of Robinhood, or if you must stay on Robinhood, I talked about earlier in this live chat how to turn off that opt-in feature. Weeble. Deep sleep. Yo, be careful when people send you links so you don't get a virus and they hack your YouTube, because people watch your YouTube for GME, AMC, and so on. Thank you so much. That's a really good point. I am going to be careful. It's OG. It's crazy to see so many new investors join in on the market. It's a lot to digest. I've been trading for 2 years, and I'm still always learning new things every day. Yeah, learning new things is a joy. And I just think lifelong learning is cool. I love to learn. We are here talking about GameStop. We are watching the price as it seemingly cannot get past the $140 resistance level that I have mapped out earlier. It is now originally it was supported by the $130 price level, and now it is still dipping below it. Alexandro Tamayo says, WeBull declined me for options, so I won't use them. AMC is 1/5 movement of GME roughly. It is almost exactly 1/5 movement of GME this entire time. Pretty suspicious, actually. It's pretty interesting. We got some good news. We got Nana Kwame says, I'm so glad I bought at $44 GME to the moon. David says, are these volumes normal? They seem super high. They are. Even in pre-market, they was higher than almost an entire day's worth of trading. So it is very, very high. Jeremy said, I missed the instructions to block lending. Is there a link? Yes, it's not a link. It's just you have to go through your app and do it, but I will show it to you guys again. To prevent this from going, so all of you, stop lending your GME shares for short selling to prevent this on Robinhood. Withdraw your money and put it in a better brokerage, or in the Robinhood app, account tab, investing, day trade settings, turn off instant settlement to convert your account to a cash account. Not financial advice. Do it only if you wanted a cash account. To begin with, Nimbus, good morning. How's it going? Can you explain why everyone is shooting for 10,000 plus a share? I'm trying to do the math, but I'm smooth brained. It's because the only thing that I can imagine, you can bold-face say this is supposed to be a $10,000 plus share, is that it's harder to convince people this is an infinity dollar priced share. So the best thing to do is to say a crazy high number in hopes of trying to get the gamma squeeze to trigger, which is why the $800 figure is a great estimate for if we can get it within the deadline tomorrow, it could trigger a gamma squeeze, which would then send us even higher than 800. And if it's higher than 800, exponentially, where do you think we're going to go past that? Even higher, right? So 10,000 figure, that's exactly what people are trying to make sense of, trying to make the narrative. I'm assuming that psychologically, a high number is just going to be able to anchor people to a higher expectation, which is going to make people even happier to buy the dip. Samuel Boucher, as someone who is tired of university after 3 years of engineering, would you suggest us new apes to go learn on finance stock stuffs? No. I do not. The stock market is unpredictable, and it's working my butt off, right? It is making me work so much harder than I do as a normal data scientist. So I say, learn the engineering, retire in a villa in Italy at age 28, and feel good about your FANG salary, right? For the rest of us apes, we are going to be investing in the stock market. There is a lot to learn, to be true, but the knowledge that you learn is going to be always ingrained with a margin of risk and a margin of uncertainty, right? Unlike engineering, which is more of a sure thing. Keep at it. Don't drop out of school. Hi, everyone, says Dustin. I'm praying for all of you apes to make it to the moon on GME, but I took profits on my call today and got out. Always room for more greed, but I didn't want to get burned. Have a plan, all. Grats. GRATZ, grats. Now that we know that paper handlers aren't the only reason why the dip is happening, we can say, congratulations, I'm glad you got out in time. However, the rest of us riding this to the moon, $800 is the price target for the next 2 days. Whoa. and we are holding tight. If you aren't still sure about why $800 is the price target, I'm happy to explain it again. Or if you guys wanted to follow me on Instagram and send me some dog pictures, I'm happy to look at that as well. Robinhood 1 star. It took me 2 weeks to transfer it after multiple issues on Robinhood, and yeah, Robinhood 1 star. Use Chumbada says, use engineering to fund your investments. Exactly. You don't have to learn how to do investments. Just hire a financial advisor, and then use the money you get from engineering to make major tendies. And there you go. Hey, Andrew Mo Money, says Pokey Blue. Any book you guy recommend for a beginner trader or day trade? Honestly, in terms of understanding investments, Investopedia has almost everything you need in order to understand. And my channel, if you guys haven't smashed that subscribe button yet, you'll be learning as much as you would on a normal course of practical investing. And this is one of the best things about living in this 21st century, is that there are so many personalities on YouTube that can just teach you exactly how I invest and what I think about these technical analyses. However, if you did want to look at a book, this is in the description of it's in the description of this video. It's a book that I think is really nifty, really hacks your growth and understands that you only have limited time in the day. And the biggest thing that I can say is make sure that you understand how your habits are shaping you up to be a better person or a worse person. There you go. What Kebzo is back. What price do you think GME will definitely for sure hit tomorrow? Definitely for sure, it will hit somewhere above $0. How about that? No one can ever be definitely for sure, but with a 95% confidence, I would say that GME is going to stay above $100 into later today. And if there's any news or any kind of bullish momentum that carries us past $200, then we should be in the green to try to get up to even $400 or $800 tomorrow. Is it true that they're shorting ETFs to cripple GME? So far, according to this DD, yes. This is the due diligence right now on our GME. They say they found the reason for the dip, and they are shorting multiple ETFs with millions of shares right now. Thank you, Hector, for the water. Hector, the roommate, for the water in the morning. Love Hector. I did the math. There's enough attendees for all of us. If GameStop hits 800 before 226, will trigger the mother of all squeezes. People keep talking about this. So we are talking about GME right now. Welcome. We are keeping the ball rolling, looking at the price, still trying to struggle past that $130 mark. We got some DD here. This needed its own post. Remember, what they did is all I ask why you hold. So if you guys are thinking about why we should hold, the 10,000K is not enough. So that's 10,000 times 10,000. 1, market manipulation. 2, fake news. 3, ladder attacks. 4, lying about closing the shorts. 3, shorting ETFs, which is exactly the research that's being conducted right now about why the dip is happening. 6, closing trading January 28th. 7, new investors having issues signing up to brokers, especially in the UK. And 8, trying to get DFV arrested for doing nothing but DD. And as he said, I like the stock. And if that's not enough reason to remember why you like the stock, I don't think anything will get you back on the diamond hand gang. These hands are diamonds. I'm going to keep them right here, keeping them up high. Keep them up high, guys. We are here. We are ready to fight. And that is what's happening right now. Mighty Red says, thank you, Hector. Anyone want to play RuneScape? I'll find you on RuneScape. Let's go. 94 Todd, when do you do a call option, and if it goes up, do you have to buy all 100 shares? It is always an option, right? It's a premium to buy and to purchase the option, but it is always an option. You never have to actually buy it. Maria says, I only use Robinhood for a few stocks, all under 12 shares of each, so would I even need to bother turning off instant settlement? It certainly helps for the future. What if you become a bigger investor, right? And at the very least, you will probably forget what Robinhood is planning on you, hoping that you forget. And if you don't forget, I guess you're better than the rest of us, because we seem to always forget turning off our Netflix subscriptions. If you guys are just joining us, we are watching the GameStop. There's almost 3,000 of you in the chat, so that's why I would recommend a quick subscribe, a quick like of the bell button, and continuing to watch this video until we see GameStop through this next barrier of resistance. Thank you, Mr. Robot 703, for this super chat. Is 60% short interest bullish AF, and reassure everyone to buy and hold to the moon. Please digress. Okay, here please digress. Do you guys want to talk about D&D? What do you guys want to talk about? Just kidding. As a reminder, thank you for the super. We are going to point to 60.35. If you guys watched the live stream all the way to the end, we always get the information at the end of the day. 60.35% of the float is the current number for GME, and for AMC it's 16.9. Now note, that is higher. That is higher than what was reported 2 weeks ago. So AMC is not in a worse position. In fact, it's in a better one. Greg says, what if we tweet Elon Musk to buy GME? Will it help us? Someone Twitter him, please. Honestly, at this point, I think Justin's son has bought more GME after buying like $10 million worth of GME at the very peak of the GameStop saga. How to make Robinhood not sell your shares? If they're not selling your shares, they're lending it out to people who are then shorting your shares without your knowledge. And just as a reminder, those of you who have not yet gotten off of the godforsaken rock called Robinhood, you have to do this to get the turn off instant settlement to convert your account to a Cash App. That way Robinhood does not lend out your shares. All right, let's keep looking at GameStop. People are talking about tell Elon that we're gonna use the funds to buy Tesla. You can tell him that you're gonna use the funds to buy a Tesla car. I think that would be more reasonable. Little Billy says, since we know GameStop will drop back down after the squeeze, would it make sense to buy put options for a couple weeks from now, or are all the Crayolas in my system skewing my thinking? You're thinking a little bit ahead of schedule. Imagine that we squeeze and it doesn't squeeze at exactly the right time for your put options, right? Isn't that going to feel a little bit bad if you now have these options that expire? I guess it depends on what you pay for them. So not financial advice, but that's an interesting thought. Let me ponder about it a little bit more. Please boop the snoot to calm my anxiety with GME. We are going to have a 10-second boop to make sure that everybody is reset, that we have a chance to hit that subscribe button, to hit that like button, and you guys get to see Meatball get a full boop, and here it comes. You guys ready? Oh, almost pulled my laptop. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Boop. One more. Boop. Welcome to the show. If you guys are just joining us, my name is Andrew. We are talking about GameStop here. We are not going to stop until we moon. I was going to say game, but that would have been pretty cheesy. Today is the day, if you guys aren't aware, to learn about investments, to invest in yourself, and to continue watching that price. Right now it is struggling to get out of 130. It was up at $169 at market open. It decided to dip all the way down to $100, and we have discovered why. A big reason why the price is dipping is a lot of these hedgies have started shorting ETFs that are containing millions of shares of GameStop, and even 1.5 million shares of GameStop was borrowed yesterday just to short. We are here to strengthen your resolve of what exactly is going on in the market. And if you guys haven't seen this post, which is don't let GameStop stop until it hits 800 before 226. That's tomorrow. We are aiming for that number because so many different call options have deadlines for tomorrow. And if it does, if all of those call options are then in the money, we are going to see a major gamma squeeze, which is what happened at GameStop last time. If it happened last time, we are going to try and make it happen again. Jason Byer says, the best live stream to watch. Thank you, buddy. I do appreciate that. It's My Time says, I like and subscribe because Professor Meatball's calm demeanor. I wish my poodle was that calm. Meatball, you hear that? People like your vibe. Let's see. Chimney Cakes says, I made some money from streaming and OnlyFans. Should I invest it on GameStop? I'm new at this. I don't know if you are joking. Some of us joke on this channel, so if you aren't joking, I can't give you financial advice. But if you are joking, yes. Anthony Bowen, what happened with the short interest numbers we were watching yesterday? They were reported. The numbers as they stand right now are 60.35, which is 20% lower than it was 2 weeks ago. Still very high, very within estimates. This is, and all of the manipulation that's been going on, this is very good. And 16.9 for AMC, just to catch you guys up. Honestly, I just need to put this in the corner somewhere. Maverick says, do business with Meatball, like start an IKEA meatball business. Seriously, just heard from Meatball, says Joel. Meatball, you hear that? You got a big fan base. Chimney Cake says, Chimney Cakes. Tell me if you're joking. The snoot is so cute, says limited time. Jason Byers, the best live stream to watch. I already just read that. Keith Sweatpants. Missed that. Keith Sweatpants says, good Shisa, Mo Money. I think I can say that. That's not English. Chantal says, for those looking for complimentary music today, I can highly recommend Lo-Fi Hip Hip. Perfectly fits the chill vibes and helps keep you cool when price fluctuates this much. Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking about doing I was originally working on a stream of lo-fi hip hop, just nonstop. with me as a cartoon and chilling with Meatball, just like Joma. If you guys know Joma Tech, I was trying to do that exact same thing. It's already like 3 months overdue, and now I'm live streaming every day, so it doesn't really matter anymore. Robert S says, just subscribe, love your channel. I love that you mentioned that on the live chat. I do appreciate every live chat that you guys put on here. Yogios Civic says, how much AMC can go? Well, AMC has been trailing behind GME in terms of growth, but it is still up 10% on the day. That's another 10% on top of the 18% from the day before, the 15% from the day before, the 15% from the day before. So AMC is sitting very pretty. Look at all of these levels of resistance that AMC has traversed in the past few days. Now, GameStop, of course, is 5x that growth, but just in the last 2 days. So it was up 100% at the buzzer when the market closed yesterday, and it was up another 100% close to the bell. But that as the after hours closed, we got up to plus 80%, which, if you think about it, is actually plus 270% up on the day. We started trading at 169. Pre-markets looked actually very good for us until, of course, the hedge funds started playing their nasty business, which was predicted by not only me, but a lot of people doing research on Reddit. And now here we are. If that doesn't sum up everything, please drop a question on the live chat if there are still other things that doesn't make sense. And speaking of sense, hey Andrew, says Randy Darsh, what do you think about Sense? Looks promising. I made a whole video about Sensonics that you should go check out on the channel, where I do more due diligence and technical analyses other than just live streams. Austin is here, says, what do I think about Palantir? My opinion on Palantir is also in a video on the channel, so go ahead and check out that channel. These graphs look identical. Yeah, this is true. These graphs look almost exactly the same. And this is the main point that I have to note here, is that AMC and GME have not looked identical for a long time. They have not looked virtually the exact same for days now. AMC was on its way up thanks to the New York news about theaters, and GME was slowly trading sideways after the congressional hearing. And so now that they look identical again, this brings up a whole lot of questions about the manipulation tactics. And now, since we have seen that on Fintel and other ways of doing due diligence, that the shorts are being hidden in ETFs, this is becoming clearer and clearer. I want to make sure that you guys are getting the most up-to-date news, so I'm going to go back to our GME. I'm going to look through it. We're going to learn. Nothing quite yet. People are still talking about $800 up. Remember Save? Yes, Geo. Let's do a quick. Geo, I want to keep the ball rolling because people are here for GameStop. As soon as this GameStop craziness dies down, I owe you Save 100%. TC says, Cloud the dog and I are checking in. I love Cloud. I remember looking at Cloud from Instagram for day 3 of updates. Thanks again, Andrew, for helping your fellow apes find data while we eat crayons. Thank you, TC, as well as Geo for the supers. If you guys can bear with me, let's do a quick overview of Save, but then we're not going to waste any time. We're going to go right back to GameStop because GameStop right now is still fluctuating at 130. When we look at Spirit Airlines, this is going to be part of my airlines analysis. I have a whole video of airlines that I did from the last live chat. I would imagine that my opinion on Save is going to be pretty much the same as the other airlines, especially since they all seem to be down 2% today. Bitcoin is still up. Remember, you guys can still get your BlockFi link in the description down below. And Geo, I owe you a more in-depth analysis of Save in the future. But for now, I'm going to release that airline analysis later after this live stream, and you can watch that to get a full sense of what I think about the comeback stocks, the airlines and the TripAdvisor, and then the hotels. Eyes Wide Shut says the 16% on AMC is not accurate. It's as accurate as whatever Finra considers the current calculations to be, right? And that's saying not a lot, but it is what a lot of is a lot of companies consider it to be the most accurate, which is why public perception matters so much. Chris Tao says, can you show us how to stop Robinhood from selling our shares to short sellers? Once again, they're not selling your shares, they're just lending your shares out, but I will do it one more time for you guys. If you guys have not yet destroyed Robinhood, blasted them, 1-star review for doing this to our GameStop momentum, just go to Robinhood account tab, investing, day trade settings, turn off instant settlement to convert your account to a cash app. That is how you do it. Chris Tao, there you go. Why do halts happen? I also covered that. They are automatic trading halts are aimed to prevent the market from entering a free fall, and that is what is going on. This is from NPR. Getting bored at staring at 1:30. Instagram doggo time? Yeah, send me your Instagram dogs. I'm going to do only 20 dogs today, but I hope you guys enjoyed dogs yesterday. It gave me a lot of anxiety to look at your dogs because some of you didn't send me dogs. But let's look at the live chat real quick first. Ryan Cohen's soft serve tweet liked by Violation Capital. Good news, guys. Is that good news? Oscar says, found you on the feed randomly. I think because of the GME live. Decided to follow you yesterday because you seem genuine. Good follow. Keep it up, man. I appreciate that, Oscar. If you guys want to be like Oscar, want to be a BAMF, want to be a cool guy, go ahead and subscribe. I just put those two words together, the two sounds of sub and scribe together, and make sure to hit that bell button so you don't miss out on more technical analyses. Let's look at GameStop again, still hovering around 135. Want to make sure that we make the most of this time. Want to make sure that I can look at the charts while looking at some dog pictures at the same time, so bear with me. I'm going to try to get that going. It's going to look something like this. It's going to look like that. Yes. It's going to look like this. Okay, it's going to look like that. So we're going to have dogs in the corner, and we're going to have, and yeah, that's what's going to happen. We're going to look at dogs, and we're going to look at the stocks at the same time. This way, the dongs, if you guys do send me dongs, which I do not appreciate, it will be even smaller. Roger Lopez says, Logan Paul just bought GME? Really? Wow. That's crazy. Send dogs, not dongs. Theo, welcome to the Theo just hit that join button, which is right next to the subscribe button down below. That means that Theo is a really cool cat, and now he has cool flair as part of his name. Everyone thank Theo. Thank you, Theo, for joining the army of the meatballers. Work phone says, when you call Robinhood's customer service and ask about GME, they say, please hold. That's funny. They don't want to answer any questions about GME right now. AxeDCO says, just subscribed. Thank you so much. LL says, here come the dongs. Do not send me dongs. I promise you I will not accept dongs on this show. GME to 250. Robinhood won't let me turn off the feature for real? Josh, get out of there. Get out of Robinhood right now. Stop it. Cut it out. We don't want to see any dongs on this show. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it invisible, and I'm going to make sure that these are dogs first. All right, this one's dog. So this one is Toby. He has diamond paws. This is from a Clover Deep. That's a very cute dog right there. I'm very cautious about dogs nowadays. We got one from Dan CLM. This is a cute dog. I think his name is Fido or Figo. He's Figo from Germany, Dan CLM00. All right. If you guys are just joining us, we are not only looking at cute dogs to pass it by the time, but we're also looking at the GameStop price. We are making sure that it stays above 130, which was the level of support that it had before, and we're trying to see if it can go past to 140, which is the level of resistance that I had made it out to be. We're also keeping our eyes on cute dogs. We're also making sure that we are doing our due diligence and learning about why halts happen, how to get Robinhood and other stockbrokers to get you opted out of lending your shares out to these short sellers, and finally helping you figure out exactly what is the reason for the dip and what is the new price target for GameStop. All these questions answered and more coming up soon. Deep Sleep says, be careful with those links. Yeah, I'm only going to open dog pictures. I'm not going to open links. Keels the Deal says he made a moon playlist. Very cool. Prithvi says struggling to break the 140 barrier. Very true. Flat. What is it? Flat Smack says Robinhood is for little kids. Okay. Michael Lee is in the house. What's going on? Coinbase possibly going public. Yes, this is true. Very, very scary because they are a crypto company, so that would be interesting. Remember when Robinhood was asked, the CEO was asked, why is Robinhood not a public company? That was pretty darn harsh. Michael Deering, The Power of Habit is the best book ever. Please shill it again so everyone can be woke. I like the book. I like the stocks. Great channel. Keep it up. Here's that book right here. Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. One of the best books out there. You can really just start hacking your growth right away. The book is in the description down below. You can buy it on Amazon or get it as a free Audible book by clicking the Audible link down below. If you hate reading because your little ape brain makes word hard, this is exactly how you can get this book into your brain without having to use your eyes. All right, so back to dogs. Hopefully not dongs. This is a dog. Look at that cute dog. Happy Thanksgiving from this poodle. Very cute. Thank you. That's the _ sauce. We got GME. I need GME to get to the moon so Walter and I can buy more hunting gear with our attendees. I don't see Walter yet. Maybe it was a disappearing message. Don't send me disappearing messages because those dogs will disappear. Right now, we're still struggling to get past 140. That's still going around. Do I ever take a bathroom break? I'm not. My bladder is strong. I'm ready. Bambi broadcast. People gambling with GME today. It's always a gamble. These are Wall Street bets, not Wall Street safe investments. Never, ever invest more than you are willing to lose. Nimbus says Meatball needs his own channel where it's just him on camera sleeping 24/7. I'm not sure if Meatball would like that. Would you like that? Would you like just being stuck in this cubby 24/7? I also have to borrow him, so it couldn't even be 24/7. Meatball. Oh no. That's the cutest dog right there. If you guys are just joining us, hello. This is the stream where we're watching the game stonk go up. Or possibly continue this trade at 135 nonstop. We are not going to stop until we are covering the most up-to-date news and understanding exactly why the dips happened, what is the new price target, and a couple of other important points like dogs. Why are they so cute? $800 is the price to beat right now in the market because there are so many call options that are they have their deadlines on tomorrow. So this is why if we get that all of those call options are going to be in the money, people are going to claim them. People are going to have to buy, and when that happens, the stonk is going to face a gamma squeeze. Alejandro says, check out my parrots, send them on Instagram. Can you send them again? Jen says, you should read a Nobel Prize winner Richard Thaler's book about nudging. Yeah, I think, what book is that? Because I love Richard Thaler. It's just a good book. Thoughts on Bumble? No. Bumble, in terms of dating apps right now, there was a time and a place, but right now we're in a pandemic, right? It's about GameStop right now. Francisca Mayer says, great content, man. Defos best on YouTube by far. Been watching you every day. Shot for all the great convos. Thank you. You just made my morning. That really is a big appreciation from me. GME gonna close at 234.56 today. Ooh, that would be pretty cool. 23456. That's a good number. Let's see. Nimbus says, you didn't borrow Meatball. Meatball owns you. Meatball, you own me? It's so funny. Is GME gonna get swifty? Do you have a prediction on AMC at all? Yesterday I predicted it would get up to 10. It is currently hovering up at 10. I thought I was wrong when it started going up to 11, but no, it's at 10, so I was right. Today I would imagine that if all this momentum starts dying down, it's probably going to stay hovering around 10 to 12. But I would say if it was to go above 12, it would have to meet a couple extra levels of resistance, so that's not likely. Thank you for the super, Dwice CR. Can you address this 100,000 Reddit price target? Yeah, it's just a very optimistic target if we make it past $800 in the next 2 days, right? So it's not going to happen in the next 2 days. 100,000 is not going to happen in the next 2 days. 800 might happen, and if it does happen, that is going to make a lot of the call options in the money that have deadlines by tomorrow, and people are going to have to buy a lot of stonks. When people buy a lot of stonks, we are going to be in really good shape. Let us see. I think all of that buzzing is from Instagram messages I'm getting. But let's look at some dogs. So these are dogs. Some of you hid dongs yesterday in the pictures of the dogs, and I do not appreciate that at all. Do not sully pictures of dogs with dongs. We got Andy Rose Photography. Andy, you sent me a disappearing message. I can't see that on desktop. Thanks for the great videos on YouTube, bro, says Vince Chang 21. Don't stop. Appreciate that. Groovy Akiba. Aw, look at those dogs. Those are really dogs right there. The reason why we're not showing those dogs real big is because more people are interested in stonks other than dogs. So right now we're following the chart of GameStop right above. It is a battle to our very death. By which I mean a battle that we are going to put a lot of our effort into. If you guys are just joining, my name is Andrew. I'm a data scientist. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to make your acquaintance. I'm happy that you are joining on the path to 20,000 subs, which I am hopefully going to get in the next 2 weeks. So if we can get GameStop up to 800, I think we can get myself and Meatball up to 20,000 subs by the end of 2 weeks' time. We're already halfway there, and I think you can help a ton. So let's get up GameStop up to 800. Let's get this channel up to 20,000 subs. Shout out this video, make sure to share it, and make sure that you hit that subscribe button, right? We're all doing our part here. Look at those dogs. Let me make sure I go back into the live chat. Let's see. Question: can you see the SI percent on Finra, like where you found that chart yesterday, while waiting for it to update? Will that give any indicators? You could. You can change the range of the charts, but it depends on what you're specifically asking. That $10 AMC resistance is strong. You think it may break? It broke during after hours. It is very strong, though. It's a mental barrier as well. So I believe that it's not going to dip below $10 today, right? And if that's a strong enough opinion, I think that is already out there. Kevin L says, if you had $10,000 to invest, would you go AMC or GME based on growth potential? Thank you for the super. You're asking me to choose between children. Since you did super, I will throw my hat into the ring and double down on GME. I think GME has a much higher short interest. It has a lot more potential in terms of the news cycle, especially congressional hearings. And that's the reason why I prefer Bitcoin to Ethereum as well. It just has more institutional support. Right? It just has a better narrative. Now, AMC might be the better value stock, but GameStop currently has the best positioning in terms of the support it has, the amount of publicity it has, and the amount of news that it still has to cover. Michael Deering sent me a super with a cute little fox or a dog. I think it's a dog. That's so cute. Thank you for the super and the cute little emoji. And now let's go back and look at dogs. I'm going to hide it just in case you guys are not sending me dogs and sending me dongs instead. This is a cute dog. Look at that. Cute dog. This dog is from Ben Shorb. Okay, here we go. Here's Andy Rose Photography from the UK. Look at that beautiful dog. That's a pretty dog. Yes. That's a delightful dog. Bob Gill says, you're going to miss out on what will happen after 2 p.m. today. What's going to happen after 2 p.m. today? Let's see. I love the stream, says 94 Todd. I only had to be here for like 3 minutes before I knew I had to smash a button, sub, and ring that bell. You guys know where it is. I love that energy. You guys have it down pat. Be like 94 Todd. Be a cool person. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and the bell button. The real Sneaky says less dogs, more stocks. Yeah, we are paying attention to GameStop. Now, normally, if you guys follow me on my live streams in the morning, there's roughly around 800, somewhere between 400 and 800 of you each morning. Today, obviously, there's a lot more. I do appreciate that. But in the mornings, I do technical analyses and price predictions for a lot of different stocks. And then I put those into clips, and then I put them out into the channel. So one of two ways you're going to enjoy this channel. Let me explain it now. One, you're going to enjoy this live stream, being able to talk to me directly, being able to see Meatball in the morning, and be able to see some dogs. You also will be able to, if you can't catch the live streams, see very, very well dissected videos of those price predictions and those stock analyses in the technical sense by a data scientist. Not that I know more than you, it's just that that's my occupation. I'm a data scientist. So if you guys like either of those ways to enjoy this channel, then I think you owe it to yourself to invest in your future and subscribe. Ali on Twitch, thank you for the super. I am a mama ape. I keep buying GME on the dips, but I'm a bag holder at 380. My DCA is 187 now. Let's go. Good job dropping down that average. Congratulations. 380. Oh my God. Big claps for that. Crazy, crazy. Dwight CR says $200 calls have almost 10,000 volumes. Can we see a gamma squeeze if it breaks that before end of day? 10,000 volume might seem high, but remember that they just shorted 1.5 million shares of GME. So we're talking about thousands versus millions. It certainly helps. It certainly could help. So that's why if we can get this past $200, it would be a big help. And then we could easily see that there is no resistance levels really between 200, 300, and 400. That was just a free fall back in the beginning of February and the end of January. So we could easily see a skyrocket from that point. The real Sneaky says, I'm in data structures right now for university. We are Java based. Why would we do that instead of Python? Java is a language that is as of right now more accepted in industry than other languages, including Python. Right? Python is normally used for analysis, and Java is used for big databases, keeping precious cargo of your dog pictures, I'm assuming. So there you go. Let's see. Blue Zero Rose holding 90 GME shares strong, bought at the peak and averaged down over time. Bag holder at 128 now holding, baby. Hey, you are in the green. Nice job. BB says just subbed as well. As a data scientist, do you see long-term potential for Palantir and them joining Fang in 10 plus years? I do. I am bullish about Palantir in the long run. I would say if you got in on the discount in the last couple of days, congrats. And if you are still hesitant to buy Palantir, I totally understand. It doesn't have a ton going for it yet, but it might have a ton going for it in the long run. And I did a whole analysis on that in my previous video, so go ahead and check that out on the channel. Let's see. Lord Weird, my initial buy was 300 plus, average down to 80-ish, feels good, GG. Steven Stein, these hedge funds really don't understand just how long we will hold the stock. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. Oof. Daniel Hahn holding 28 at 212, 38 at 212. Wow. Woody says Java is so yesterday, Python for the future. I do have to agree. I love that Python. Let's look at a couple more dongs. Sorry, I meant to say dogs. This is a dog. Cute. Look at that dog. This is a dog wearing a little hat. This is from Nick101. So check out. This is your chance to shill your Instagram if you wanted to follow me on Instagram and share your channel on my live stream. Nimba says, I sent you some dog pics on Instagram, bro. What is your dog tag? What is your... send me another message right now, and then I will be able to see it. Let's see. Hi, Andrew. How are you? I need your advice on what stock to invest $1,000. I can't respond to these messages. I'm accepting them as of right now, but I basically have to reject them in the future because I can't give any financial advice. Decor King says, "Hey Andrew, I watch your show all the time. Plus fire. I appreciate that. That kind of message I like, and you can send that kind of message to me anytime." All 2,700 of you, we are still watching GameStop struggle bust past 130. It is making its way downtown, but it is not moving fast. It is moving slow. If you guys have not yet caught up, we covered a lot of different DD and research. We've covered exactly what is a possible solution, what is a possible reason for the dip that had happened when the price opened at 169 and dropped to 130. In fact, it dipped even lower to $100 briefly. And then we covered exactly what the price target is because of a potential gamma squeeze based on deadlines for tomorrow. At $800 figure is what we need to hit. And finally, we talked about how you should be able to, no problem, make sure that Robinhood no longer is able to lend out your shares. And if you still think Robinhood is going to be pulling some nasty, wasty strings, you should get out of Robinhood right now and go to WeBull, which is in the pinned link right above here. Okay. Hit that like, folks. Send Mr. Mo some love. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cecilio Navarro says, "My paper hands friends are crying. Console them. Use $100 Benjamin bills to just cover up their tears. And maybe if you put enough hundreds on them, they will just disappear entirely." What could happen if you accidentally give financial advice? Terrible legal things could happen. So that's why I never give financial advice. Nothing on this channel can be construed as financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. Nimbus says, "Am I sending it to Andrew Mo Money Instagram, or is there another account I need to know about?" Yeah, you're sending it to Andrew Mo Money Instagram. Let me see if... are you NB Bless? Chooch Perez says 10 GME shares at 103 and I'm not selling. Hashtag hold the line. Thank you for the super, Chooch. That's a really good name, by the way. Hi Andrew, I missed why the target is $800. Where did that number come from? Says Marco. Yes, let us talk about that. First of all, look at my face for a second while I pull up that DD. And now, hold on. And now we're going to read it. Here we go. So if GameStop hits 800 before 226, we will trigger the mother of all short squeezes. Read up. All right, you boys. I'm going to get straight to the point. If GameStop hits 800 before 226, we will trigger the mother of all short squeezes. We learned from the last spike to 483, it was not the short squeezing, as Melvin admitted in the congressional hearing, that they did not cover, and the spike was from gamma. If you do not know, this gamma squeeze occurs because of call options. As the prices surges, market makers are forced to write more calls and buy shares before they even become available, surging the price higher. So now we are catapult cocked down as far as it can go, ready to be launched. There are millions, millions, and millions of shares written in those call options all the way up to 800. These shares are not only buried in 226 calls, but also every single date after this as well. So many shares. If we can get it up to 800, all of these calls up to 800 become in the money. So the market makers will have to scramble to buy millions and millions of shares that will surge the price up. The craziest part is that this does not even take into account the shorts covering. So as the mother of all gamma squeezes squeezes, sending the price into the thousands, the shorts will then also be skyrocketing the price at infinitely higher prices. So let me explain this again. Let me explain it in the simplest way possible. All right. With a call option, you are buying the option of you are buying the privilege of being able to buy the price at a specific price later. If the price of the stock goes above 800, any price that any privilege that you bought at lower than $800 needs to be ready to be fulfilled, because of course you're going to then take the privilege of buying it. You paid for it, right? If you say I'm gonna buy your dog, sorry, I'm gonna buy your PS4 for $700, right? I want that privilege. And if it isn't worth $700 now, I'm not going to buy it for $700. That would just make me a loss. However, if your PS4 starts becoming $1,000, $1,500, then of course I want to cash in my privilege of being able to buy it at $700. So this is what's happening to a lot of different call options. So if the price goes above $800, which right now is hovering around 130, then we are going to see these institutions that promised these privileges have to buy up all of these shares that are now in the money. These call options are in the money, so they have to have shares that back them up. So when that happens, buying causes the price to go up, and then the shorts that already exist are even going to be even more desperate to cover, and when they finally do need to cover, it is going to skyrocket the price to the moon. $800 is the price to beat by tomorrow. We are trying to get there. We are trying. Yummy, yummy. Pup Small says, in short, hundreds of thousands of shares will have to be made. Mena says, but people don't want to buy at 800. They just want to sell the premium of that option higher. That's all. Set says, doesn't this assume that they play by the rules? What's to stop them from pulling shenanigans like this last time? Yes, very, very true. Andrew Money, can you put Doggle on your lap? I think he thinks you're ignoring him. Meatball, you think I'm ignoring you? I'm not ignoring you. You want to come on my lap? Come on. Come on, Meatball. Come on. Nope, he doesn't. See, he's very comfortable there. Okay, still looking at the stock price going up and down. Power of Habit is a great book. Check out Atomic Habits too. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Power of Habit, great book. Just sent you the cutest boys on Instagram at Superfarts. Okay, gotcha, Garrett. Sup, man? This is Beto Santoyo at BBQ Boy here. What's up? You have 2 accounts? How's it going, man? Pray for everything. Ape strong together. How's it going? Presto X. It's going to be pretty hard to hit 800 by tomorrow when the market keeps freezing. It's just not feasible. Likely. However, don't we want to dream? Don't we feel like we have an obligation to try our best, right? Even if it doesn't work out. At least we remember the saying, shoot for the moon. And even if you miss, you will be somewhere in the ionosphere, right? No, it's like the American saying is shoot for the moon and then you'll end up somewhere among the stars. And that's not true at all. The stars are very far away compared to where the moon is. People are saying he's so cute. Judy says, is it too late to buy GME? If you bought in at 100, you'll be sitting at a 30% profit now. Of course, if you bought in at 45, you will be seeing a roughly 200% profit now. So that's good. People are sending me their dogs. We are going to keep looking at the price, but I want to also make sure that your dogs are seen. Follow me on Instagram. I want to start cultivating more content there. Since yesterday, 300 of you have followed me on Instagram. I do appreciate that. Let's get that up to 10,000. Let's get going. Maverick Huckleberry. Oh my goodness. You're from Vietnam? Oh, I didn't realize my face is so big. Now I feel conscious. That's my face all the way in the corner there with the dog chilling out. That's so sweet. Thank you for playing me on the big screen. Let's see what else we got. Juan de Lima. They are sisters. Hold on. Hey Andrew, I'm really enjoying your show. I'm in 7 at 72.50 and holding to Mars. Here is Max and Luna. They're half pug, half Boston Terrier. This is exactly the content I'm looking for. I hope this one's Max. Maybe this one's Luna. They're really, really cute. All right, that's two dogs per session. We have GameStop still struggling at this $130 mark. Rough times. No dog pun intended. Gate says, I sent my dog at 90.90. Gate, we'll get to your dog in just a second. Aaron, all I have is 1 share of GME. If it hit 800, should I sell and wait for it to go back down, or should I hold? I know you can't give financial advice, but you can give your opinion. here's the jam. Okay, your one share is not going to affect the markets that much, right? But even if you give it back to the population of shares that exist, that share can be used to cover a short, and that would prevent the true squeeze from happening, right? True squeeze will only happen if all of us grab our shares and then do not let go. So I will not blame you if you sell, right? That sounds like an excellent profit. Like no one in the history of ever has made that much money in such a short amount of time. So if you sell, I'm not going to blame you. However, if you do hold and it goes up to $1,000, $2,000, $4,000, $10,000, would you feel worse? Would you feel like you missed out? Because if the answer is yes, I think you know what to do. Not financial advice. A. Reese says, my dog looks like Meatball's twin brother, I swear. Yeah. Meatball's got a lot of kin, I feel. Meatball, you got a lot of people that look like you. P-Chan says, it's not smart to invest in GME, but I figured someone's gonna buy, so I'm in at 20 shares for 129. Let's go. That sentence was the greatest anime betrayal of all time. That was hilarious. Let's see. We got Yata David, I'm a new patron. How do I get access to the guide? Hey, message me on Discord. Thank you for being a patron on Patreon. That is where people are relaxing, chilling, all cool, shooting WeBull outside of school. Honestly, all jokes aside, Patreon is way, way better than becoming a member on YouTube, but you could support me either way. If you do go to Patreon, it's in the links down below. It's really cute. I'm going to spend only 10 seconds talking about this, but take a look. It has pictures of me wearing a pink shirt. It's got pictures of Meatball in a cartoon, and then it has pictures of Meatball wearing sunglasses. That's the cutest thing you can imagine. If you can imagine something cuter, I can't as of right now. So I do appreciate all of your support. I appreciate all of the members. Let's give a big shout out for them. Each of the members, they have green names in the live chat, so you know which one they are. And I finally appreciate you. If you supported me some 2 weeks ago, if you started supporting me from yesterday, no matter what you started subscribing, hitting that bell button, I appreciate you. Thank you for being you. All right, let's go back and continue looking at GameStop, $133. We are not done fighting. We are gonna keep rolling on the evergreen road. We are looking at green no matter where we go. If it dips below $90 is the only time today that it would be red. So we are not going to see that. It's not going to dip below $100 today. It is just currently struggle busting at $133. It needs to pass level of resistance. I already talked about what levels of resistance are. And it is just previous times that a price has been rejected by a certain level, a certain number, right? If we've seen that before, the same investors are the same people that are making the choices of whether or not they think the price of the stock is worth more now. That's why $140 is so important for GameStop to pass. It was able to squeeze through a couple of times today, but it still hasn't been able to fully break through. Rachel Gates Smith says, paper hands could always use profits to buy dips. Remember, this company has great long-term promise, not financial advice, just a random thought. I think that is a really good point. We have Phone Tony's. What causes chart to be so flat? I'm looking at 1 minute candles and last 2 hours is just flat. Are people fighting this? Also, what does the RSI mean, as that does go up and down? The RSI is the relative strength index, and the easiest way to read it for smooth brain apes, let me move it here. You guys can see that it is directly to my left. It is this chart that here. It's this chart that I'm using my mouse to circle. It is a sign of whether or not a stock has great bullish or bearish momentum. It is not always accurate, but it is trying to tell you whether or not a stock is oversold or overbought. Now, this big bubble here, any analyst would be able to tell you, is a sign of it being overbought. However, this is not a normal stock, right? If I saw this on a normal stock, and I would not hesitate to paper hand. But I know that this is for GameStop. This is for our boy. This is for our baby. So that's why even when I saw that the stock was overbought, I did not sell. And now that a lot of people that have decided to deviate and decide to sell paper hand, the RSI has started to decrease. If it ever does go below 30, then it is oversold. And that gives you a good sense of exactly where it might go in the future. Tesla dipped to 704. Did it? Oh God, it's at $700. Why? What is going on with Tesla? I'm so sad. Can someone please tell me what program I am using? I am using WeBull. In fact, Bill, you can check out the link in the description below, right above. Use the link in the pinned comment to be able to get your WeBull application and be a smart ape just like me, looking at the technical analyses of these stonks and seeing real-time price changes and get access to after hours and pre-market. Just honestly, the access to after hours and pre-market is worth it by itself. So go ahead and grab your two free stocks down below or right here pinned in the live chat. Inessa says, I have been holding 15,000 at 334 average. You apes need to come get me. Oh my God, Inessa, you might be a true ape among apes. All right, let's look at two more doggy doos. Okay, so we have JP Snow. These are dogs. These are pictures of dogs, man. I don't think these are real dogs. Unless you're taking pictures of your dogs. Okay, here's what I think. I think you're taking pictures of your dogs on your computer with a phone. But I will allow it to be shown. Look at this. Look at that. Cute. Dogs. Aw, look at that dog. Cute. In the back seat. Okay, I believe you. These are your dogs. This is from JP Snow 2. Thank you for sending me your dogs. One more dog and we'll get back to the stonks. We got Soap. Soap, are you sending me dogs? I will only look at pictures of dogs. This is Phoebe and Bowie to the moon. Aww. All right, we got Phoebe. Whoa, hold on. We got Phoebe and we got Bowie, or the other way around. Maybe this is Phoebe and the other one is Bowie. Anyway, that is the dog break that we have. We're going to go back and look at GameStop still at 136. Come on, break. We got to break 140. This is where we are waiting for. It's kind of like just putting your marbles in your hand and going, yeah, it's about time. My number's coming through. We hear that the S&P 500 is crashing. Mario Escobar says we just have to be patient. What he says, what's the difference between Splunk and Palantir? They serve similar industries, but they are definitely not the same company. In a future live stream, I'm happy to cover 100% of what Palantir is up to compared to the other data analytics companies. Joshua Snow says, NP, they are mine, also my bird. Thank you, Joshua, for sending me your dogs. Volume is crazy today. Yeah, I'm sure. GME on the rise. We just burst through 140. We like to see that. This is the stock that we like. And now it just needs to go a little bit higher. I have the next level of resistance, which is a level of resistance that they were kept hitting during the after hours and the pre-market, which is 170. Roughly, it was actually 169. But that's why that round number was when the market opened, what the price was then. Nick Gangley, it's done. Above 140. Let's go. Let's get going. Jamie on the rise. Jamie to the moon. Hey Andrew, can you analyze naked? Yeah, I would love to, but unfortunately today our eyes are glued on GameStop, and I would be happy to on a future live stream. So don't go anywhere. Maybe later this week. Jasp, it's erecting. Thoughts on bubble in the market? We in it or no? We have been in it for a couple of weeks, but the market adjustment that happened earlier this week that I covered in the live stream feels like the start of something, a start of a trend, right? If you guys look at all the other stocks we have on our left side, we got TripAdvisor down 10%. We got Boeing down 3%. We have let's look at all the weed stonks. Tilray down 8%, Afria down 4%. Sundial is actually holding steady, so Sundial might be the only good stonk out of the bunch there. And red across the board otherwise. It's just our game stonk and our AMC and actually Nokia is up 1%, so that's a little bit of gains for you there. This is the history books right now. You guys are watching history being made. The time there where the bubble started to burst for every single stonk except the game stonks and the meme stonks. ViceTube, do not spam the chat. Noe Morales. News. Esports Entertainment have talked to GameStop in past about areas within esports for collaboration, but haven't had discussions around acquisitions. Interesting. Esports. Okay, very cool. Gabriel says, please read this DD, but I cannot see any links on the live chat, so you're going to have to send it on Instagram. Please show AMC chart. It is moving. Yes, you can see basically the charts look almost exactly the same, right? GME just has a little bit more volatility, but honestly, they look almost exactly the same. This weird like dragon shape. So if you believe in magic, or at the very least you believe in market manipulation, this feels like manipulation of some degree. 200 on close. Thoughts on XSPA? I like how your attention spans are deviating already. Ticker suggestions I always recommend. But for now, we are going to keep focusing on GameStop. We got some cute dog pics from Blonde Buff Bunny. Let's look at the dog. Oh boy. Look at that cute dog. Blip. Blap. This is Dex. Okay, so Blonde Buff Bunny, go check her out. Dexy, the dog, so cute. Recap on WallStreetBets Reddit. Yeah, it is $800 is the price to beat. Stop letting your brokers lend out your stocks without your permission. And ETFs are driving the dip. Those are the three parts of Wall Street. Hope you guys, if you guys do want to just zoom on right back into the chat or the live stream, you should be able to see historically what I've already talked about. Oh boy, GME stream, you smooth brains. Let's see. Throwaway 123, nice throwaway account. Why does the source you reference not think the shorts have covered? The short interest before the squeeze, ESD 160%, now it's at 40%. Actually, the short interest reported by Finra is actually at 60%. So most importantly, don't forget, we're here to look at the numbers. We have GameStop on Finra. This is the most important report that we have, 60.35%. And for AMC, 16.91%. Told you guys this is a difficult level of resistance for GameStop to beat. It's still hovering back around this 140 barrier. Why $800? Please explain. Sure. Let's do it one more time. Because I do love to make sure that you guys have the most important parts of the topic here. And here we go. If GameStop hits 800 before 226, we will trigger the mother of all short squeezes. If GameStop hits 800, we learned from the spike to 483, it was not the short squeezing, as Melvin admitted in a congressional hearing that they did not cover, and the spike was from gamma. Now we're going to talk about gamma. It's not the same thing as a short squeezing. A gamma squeeze occurs because of call options. As the prices surge, market makers are forced to write more calls and buy shares before they become available, surging the price higher. So now, because we have fallen all the way back down to $40, we have a catapult cocked down as far as it can go, ready to be launched. There are millions and millions and millions of shares written in those call options all the way to 800. These shares are not only buried in 226 calls, but also every single date after this as well. So many shares. If we get up to 800, all of these calls will be in the money, and the market makers will have to scramble to buy millions and millions of shares that will surge the price up. And the craziest part is this does not even take into account the shorts covering. So the mother of all gamma squeezes squeezes, sending the price into the thousands. The shorts will then also be skyrocketing the price at infinitely higher prices. Sound good to you? Infinity sound good? Yeah, I think so. Meatball's licking the treat crumbs off the ground. Come back up. I'm gonna say his favorite thing, which is Vlad Tepes's favorite line. When I was a young boy in Bulgaria. Yep, see, there he comes. El Rene the 13th. Hey Andrew, I hate making you repeat yourself, but can you tell me about what timestamp you talked about downgrading to a cash account on Robinhood and how to do it? I am gonna show you right here. This is how you do it. To prevent, oh, hold on, you guys can't see that. Here we go. To prevent Robinhood from lending out your shares without permission, go to Account tab, Investing, Day Trade Settings, turn off Instant Settlement, and convert your account to a Cash App. And then right after, take all your positions out of Robinhood and then put it into WeBull, which has a link in the description down pinned right above here. Thank you for the super. Do you ice cream cone equal GameStop becoming a franchise? What is this question asking? Yes, I do think ice cream cone equal GameStop becoming a franchise. Thank you for the treat. And I'm also going to give Meatball the treat for over 1,000 likes. Every like feeds a hungry Meatball, also for the algorithm. What do you guys think about my thumbnails, guys? Yesterday, I got some constructive criticism about my thumbnails. I'm going to up the thumbnail game. Mostly, I think I'm going to make thumbnails that are like a little bit more like just the big GameStop like picture, and then maybe like just my face. I think that would just be a better picture, honestly. Yeah, because I'm trying to, it's market share right now. It's really hard to compete with the Meat Kevins and the Treys and the Maxes and the Matts in the world. But I'm very grateful that you guys are here, because we are constantly talking about the most important pieces of the investment process. The investment, it's a process. 140 has been conquered again. Let's see if it gets rejected this time. We got Corrupted Mind saying, should I and can I move my stocks from Robinhood to WeBull? Yes, you can. And WeBull was also running a promotion that would cover your transfer fees. And the transfer fees, in my opinion, are pretty darn small compared to the actual tendies that you can earn from from not being screwed over by Robinhood anymore. Casual Gamer. I see high volume. Oh, hold on a second. Alejandro, thank you for the super. When you change it to cash account, you can no longer do options or access funds from sales of any positions right away. It will take 1 to 2 days. Important to note. Thank you, Alexandro. Another treat for you. Boy, oh boy. We are talking about GameStop to the moon right now. $145, $147. It's on its way up. Don't let me jinx you. 150. Here we go. If it gets to 150, we are going to be in the money here. We are going to feel real good about it. We are going to keep on jamming. All 2,700 of you, we are living our best lives right now, talking about the most important pieces of the investment trading and the personal finance cycle. Another super, thank you, Bologna Bong. This Baloney Bong. I know how to pronounce baloney. This is just for being such a relaxed stream. No offense to other stock YouTubers, but you're far more level-headed and less hype. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Let's give Meatball a treat. Here you go, buddy. There you go. 150. Let's go. Let us get going. Hyped up. Ian McMullen says, reply to Tycoon. You guys are actually talking to each other in the chat. I love that. 150. Let's get going. Put your life savings to AMC. Well, I would never bet more than you're willing to risk. So if you're willing to lose all of your life savings, it seems like we petered out at 152. Now we're roughly round back down to 149. Joe says, I break even at 147, so it's a lot less stressful when it pokes above 150. Very true. That was a very true super chat. Yeah, I agree. DD, please, everyone, but it's holding. And the thing is gone. Zamoro says, I'm just here for the dog. Me too. I work for him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a job. Let's see.
John says, genuinely curious about your thoughts about LITOF. The company is Frontier Lithium. Yeah, have I done a piece on lithium yet? Maybe in a previous live stream. Happy to do that in a future live stream as well. Excuse me. Okay. Hope I muted in time for my sneeze. Nick Hensler says, hey, Andrew, do you think Tesla will rise up to 800 plus? Yeah, I bought it at 800, so it's better. Tesla is, it's a real company. It sells cars. Like, it's always been overvalued, but one day it will be worth $800, so it's a long-term value. By Joseph says, hey, Andrew, thanks. So nice to watch you again. Do you think GME trend looks a bit like cup and handle? Oh, and your message went away. I do think that it is starting to resemble it. 153, this is getting crazy. We love the stock. This is why we're sending our positive vibes to the stock. Go stock, grow. Come on. Breakthrough. The next level of resistance we are looking at is 169 or 170. So we are looking to make sure that it is able to pass through. Jesus says, I'm breaking even at 128. Nice job for those of you who who have already broken through. Let's see. Bless you says, a mighty red, thank you. Stay hydrated. JXer says, can you trade during the transfer to WeBull, or is it locked up while you wait? You can finance your WeBull account with a different source, and then you can trade just as if you had a normal WeBull account. Cassandra Corliss says, love you, Andrew. I have you playing on my phone and on my Roku TV to the up to the viewer count. Love, give Meatball a pat for me. Of course. This is from Cassandra. Here you go, buddy. Big pats. There you go. 155. Pat, 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 pat. Come on. Pat the meatball. Get it higher. 155. Let's go. Da, 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 da. Oh, man. People are just saying 69. What if Jamie does not hit 800 by tomorrow? At least if we aim for the moon, we'll end up on the stars, right? Is that how the saying goes? If it doesn't hit 800 tomorrow, it just means that the gamma squeeze is going to be less likely, but it doesn't mean that the gamma squeeze isn't going to happen, right? We still have a lot of call options that are going to be in the money, even if we only rise up to 200 today. And that's only $50 away. What's $50, right? $50 is like a new like PS5 game, I think. Are they $50? It's just money, right? At the end of the day, if you are playing to educate yourself, if you're playing because it gets you entertainment, or at the very least, if you're playing because you love being part of the Meatball Army and you've already smashed that subscribe button, you've already decided that this is the channel I like to spend my time on, I decided to go watch all of the other live streams, I go and watch all of the other videos, then welcome to the show, and I appreciate you being here. Andrew Momoni, check for Meatball's brother in your messages. All right, so let's go look for more dogs. I recommend all of you to check out my Instagram. It's Andrew Momoni. I'm Andrew Momoni everywhere on the internet, and send me pictures of your dogs. However, only pictures of dogs. And try not to use disappearing messages because I can't see those on the chat on desktop. So this is a dog. It's kind of far away, actually. Why is this dog so far away? Look at that. Cute dog. It's from Francoise, and this is the parents' new puppy, Faith. Oh, she's 9 weeks old. Puppy time. We're only going to watch one more dog because we're trying to focus on the markets. 155. It needs to pass 170 for the next barrier. We got Fly Nimbus. Yee. Oh, is this Nimbus? Oh, Nimbus, your parrots are here. Yes. Okay. This is Nimbus. They got parrots. This is this parrot named Nimbus? Oh, that's why you call your channel Nimbus? That's cute. That's a really good name for a parrot. Oh, look, I like the stock. That is why we want to be able to live it here. Hopefully I am still here. Highly volatile. I am here. Okay, we're looking at parrot. It's called Nimbus. We're back in the game. Sorry for that delay. Sorry for that skip. We got lag. Sorry about that. Shoot for the moon, as even if you miss, at least you fall among the stars. Very nice. How badly am I lagging? Let me check. Be back in just a second. Okay, I'm still good. So 150 buckaroos right now. It was a hard-won barrier to get across. We are still trading pretty sideways on that number. We want to be able to get just maybe $20 more above 170, so that would be ideal. Look at this parrot. You guys understand this parrot means that it's good news right here. Andrew, should I sell and hope it goes lower and buy in again? It doesn't feel like it's going to go low. So here's the thing about the risk and reward, right? The risk here is that it drops all the way down to $40 again. And that's possible, right? And the reward here is that it either goes up to 200, which it was able to reach during after hours yesterday, or it goes and surpasses that and goes all the way up to, the moon, right? We're aiming for $800 right now. So let's just put those two numbers in perspective. $800 is the reward and $40 is the risk. So you can either be down 60% or you could be up 400%. So you can either lose half your money or quadruple your money in the next few days. If you understand the risk and reward, then you should probably understand what to do now. Reach the moon and beat evil Adam Driver. Thank you. Oh, man. Kane Howard says, I had 80 shares for 3K, and now I have 45 with many regrets. Oof. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Come on, you're supposed to predict the future for us. I wish I could, but that would be, one, illegal. Well, it would be irresponsible at the very best. So I'm not going to try and predict the future. I'm just going to say there are risks and there are rewards, and you can imagine that some of us are waiting for those tendies to turn into real rewards. All right, Nimbus, thank you for your time on the channel. I'm just going to start hosting your pets as you guys are not sending me. This is not a dog pic. Let's see. We got this dog is Nico, Siberian Husky. He likes to disturb me when he's at work. This is from Callum M3P. Cute dog. Now Nico is going to shadow the show for a while. So if you want your dog to shadow the show, go ahead and send them to me on Instagram. Can you include Meatball in the thumbnail? I will from now on. I need to take some good pictures of Meatball. Dynamic pictures of Meatball, but then they will. Okay, 800 is the gamma squeeze. Yes, what we're looking for is $800 price target. If that does happen, then we will be in the money for a lot of different stonks, a lot of different call options, and that is what we are looking for. If the institutions have to then buy to make sure that all of those call options are in the money, can actually buy the stocks, this is going to cause a big squeeze upward. Thank you for the treat for Professor Meatball, Taha. Let's give Meatball some treats. Taha's always here doing the good by Meatball. If you guys also want to feed Meatball, go ahead and slam that like button, and make sure, if you guys are staying a while, take off your jacket, make sure and hit that subscribe button as well. Let's see. Big Cat says, "Can we get a house tour?" Yeah. Well, I have I have this camera attached like around my screen onto my computer, so it's gonna be hard to do a house tour, but maybe one of these days. Sarah Connors Fit, investing so I can buy a farm and adopt all the puppies. Yes, that sounds awesome. Oh man, I would love that. That sounds like a puppy farm. Sounds really nice. Rewinding the live stream 35 minutes explains the $800 target. I explained that $800 target like 3 or 4 times. I will explain it again if you guys want me to. What does Andrew think about GME? What do you think, Meatball? I caught a mid yawn. Meatball, what do you think that I think about GME? I like the stock. I do. I like the stock. And that is why we are here. If your channel gets big enough, your dog will be enormous. No, he always goes out and exercises, so that's why he is. He's not a chunking boy. Investing so that I can buy a farm and adopt all the weed plants. Excellent. Good riff on the other person's comment. Can you explain call options, please? Call options are just an option to buy the stock at a future price, right? If you think that the stock is going to be at the stock is currently at 150. You think that it's going to be like 200. You can buy it then, and if it goes higher than 200, you are in the money, right? So let's say that you get a call option for $200. It goes up to $800, and then you're in the money. Of course, you're going to go buy the stock at 200. It's worth $800 right now. You can even turn around and sell it right away for a profit. Puts are the exact opposite. It's a right to be able to sell at a specific price. So all of these call options have a deadline of Friday, and if this stonk goes up to $800, then all of the call options up to $800 are going to be in the money, and they're all going to want to buy. And if they all buy, we're going to be in really good shape. That is what a gamma squeeze is. And you know what? People are asking for me to explain it again, and of course, I will be happy to acquiesce. Let me explain it one more time. So if GameStop hits 800, whoops, there. If GameStop hits 800 before 226, we will trigger the mother of all short squeezes. As we learned from the last spike to 483, it was not the short squeezing, as Melvin admitted in a congressional hearing, that they did not cover, and the spike is from gamma. If you do not know, this gamma squeeze occurs because of call options. As the prices surges, market makers are forced to write more calls and buy shares before they even become available, surging the price higher. So now, because we have fallen all the way back to $40, we have a catapult cocked down as far as it can go, ready to be launched. There are millions, millions, and millions of shares written in those call options all the way back to all the way up to 800. These shares are not only buried in 226 calls, but also every single day after this as well. So many shares. If we can get up to 800, then all of these calls become in the money, and the market makers will have to scramble to buy millions and millions of shares that will surge the price up. To reiterate, there's an AI model that said that the price target for the moon is 130,000. They believe that the AI model of GameStop's share price, which predicts $130,000 a share, is predicting this because it believes that we will hit 800 before February 26th, therefore causing the mother of all gamma squeezes, which will then trigger the infinity short squeeze, which will send us up to $100,000 plus. Right? Infinity is infinity. No way around it. Can you count up to infinity, Meatball? He can't speak. Let's see. So can you explain what ETFs are? They're just like a bundle of stocks. Just imagine that, right? Right now, the reason why the dip is a reason that could explain the dip in GME is that a bunch of people bundled a bunch of ETFs together, and then they shorted that ETF, covered that ETF, all except the GameStop stonk part of that ETF. What do you think about BlackBerry stock? I'm not as bullish on BlackBerry because it's not in the same short interest situation. That's basically the gist of what I have to say about BlackBerry. Andrew, how long do you think it'll take for them to cover? They can only cover if GameStop stock goes all the way down, right? You imagine this. They can cover slowly, right? But it's still going to cost them money. It's not going to change. Like, it's not going to be like later on as GameStop stays at $45. It's going to be cheaper to cover. They're paying millions of dollars of invested. They have a vested part of trying to get the stock as low as possible. Meatball can count to infinity in an infinite amount of speed, so we couldn't hear it. Oh. Okay, Meatball. You win this round. Let's look at two more dogs. The dog that was gracing the live stream is Callum M3P's dog Nico. And now let's look at someone's dog Damien passed away. at 8 years old. Last Christmas, he was only 8. Damien, you are going to be gracing the live chat with your posthumous doggy eyes. There we go. Damien. Casey Ahmed is setting a limit sell at $270 stupid. It's only stupid if it turns out that the squeeze happens and the gamma squeeze happens, brings us to $800, and then the infinity short squeeze happens and brings us to $100,000 plus. Then it would be very stupid. But only if those two things happen. Pups small. Hedges will try everything to stop it from getting up to $800 tomorrow, so don't expect it to happen then, but it will eventually, okay? Expectations are important. Who would pay that money at $100,000? How would people be able to collect their money? Joseph, the most important part that we have to remember is that it doesn't matter. The price of the stock doesn't matter. They have to return it to the people they borrowed it to. So they have to buy it at whatever price the people who sell them want the price to go at. And if people who sell them want the price to go at like a crazy amount, that is the price it's going to go at. AMC mooning tomorrow, call options expiring. Yes, AMC is also in the very similar boat. Throwaway123 says, remember to go for a walk, not to stare at your screen for the rest of the week. Ain't good for your mental health, guys. I do agree. Make sure to be able to walk around, take a breather. Stocks are going to still be here. Dogs are still going to be here. Meeple and I will always be here. And if you want to be caught up, I think you owe it to yourself. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. For the fact that a lot of apes are asking these questions, we want to answer it for them here. Oh boy. Why is GME moving up so much with only 77 million volume and AMC has 280 million in volume and is hardly moving? GME has a lot of other factors going for it, so volume is not everything. Now that I've answered that question, don't spam the chat. Thank you. Nimbus says, sick kids, Toronto will receive a bunch of Nintendo Switches with Mario Party Deluxe if we hit the 10,000 mark. One share will go to Canadian Cancer Society if we go to 100,000, along with Switches for SKT. Nimbus, you generous, parrot-loving man. Thank you so much. Opzar says, plus you can always stare at your phone when you go for a walk. Yes, but should you? No. Let's give us 10 seconds of Meatball, because staring at the market. I'm just gonna say the price of GameStop here. If it goes anywhere that's not 146, Meatball love. Okay, there we go. Still at 146. Don't worry, guys. Right now we have Damien, the Siberian Husky that was taken before his time. But we're going to say thank you, we appreciate you, and move on to the next doggo. EH doesn't have a name. If you don't name your dog, it's not going to grace the live stream, unfortunately. The live stream. This one is a Crazy Pug. I guess you didn't name it, but I guess that's fine. This is Crazy Pug. He's going to grace the live stream. These are all dogs from the apes that are part of this community, right? So these are all your dogs, if you think about it. Jamie Murphy's Nimbus says, I'm gonna be buying the Nintendo Switches from our local GameStop. Heck yeah, stay on brand. Jamie Murphy says the call option at 240 has 20,000 orders. Do you think that will kickstart the Gamma Squeeze and push to $800? The call option at 240, yeah. Well, if it goes up to 240, 20,000 orders we've talked about before is pales in comparison to the millions of shorts that just occurred in the last couple of days, especially the ones hidden by the ETFs. How's the S&P 500 looking compared to GME? Bad compared to GME. Everything looks bad because GME is still up 60% on the day. So feel good about that, right? We are looking at a slow but steady squeeze. And as of right now, we are still up. Reptune says, I live in Greece, but if GME squeezes, I will order the new Nintendo Switch from a GameStop. Heck yeah, let's go. Expedited shipping. Is Meatball a corgi mix? He is. He is a half golden, half corgi, all-loving professor. So if GME doesn't hit 800 tomorrow, we should sell? No one said any financial advice. So I do not disagree, and I do not agree with that statement. The main point is that, do you believe that GameStop will squeeze? Right? That's the question you should be asking yourself nonstop, all the time. GameStop, can't stop, won't stop. If you believe that GameStop will squeeze, you will be patient and wait for the squeeze. If you don't believe that GameStop will squeeze and you're just here to whittle away the time, you will get what you deserve as well, right? Paper handing is profitable, especially if you do it at the right time. So as I always say, minimize regret, maximize instead of maximizing profits. Sell part of your portfolio 5%, 10% at a time when you meet certain price points that you thought are advantageous to where you thought of, right? Every time you buy in, you should have a price point in mind, but not a price point to sell entirely, but just one that it beats expectations. How old is Meatball? He's getting on in years. He's somewhere between 7 and 8 years old. Ricardo Montero says, I don't have a dog nor a cat. I have an 8-month-old human. I'm not sure if I can show humans on the chat. So you have to show me a dog instead, unfortunately. Taylor Mason, we all go buy stuff from GameStop to improve their earnings report, jacking up the stock. Yes, Iron Man, thank you for the super. I like your style. I'm going all in on the subscriptions. Yeah, go ahead. Be like Iron Man. I am Iron Man. I like to subscribe. Every single super goes to feed Meatball, as well as the likes themselves. So thank you so much for getting us up to a great number of likes. My like counter is broken, so it's up to 1,000. Let's get up to 2,000. Let's keep going. Hey, Andrew, do you not have any idea why GME and AMC are trending so similarly? One, they've been trending similarly for a long time, and they stopped. They stopped being similar a few days ago for a couple of days, and then they are now almost identical again. So if you look at GME, look at that, look at this, look at that, look at this. Like minute for minute, exactly the same, while the rest of the market looks nothing like this. So what does this say? Manipulation? Yes, we already have seen that the ETFs that are being shorted is manipulating the price of GME. Could it be something else even more sinister? Only time will tell. And if you like this kind of investigative Sherlock ape journalism, you're going to probably want to subscribe because we talk about this a lot on the channel. Cena says, I love GameStop. Always got my games lined up for drops and got every PS system from them. Nice. This is a real GameStop lover. Do you know when GameStop will drop more PS5s? My birthday is next Wednesday. Would love to buy them for my birthday. Happy birthday. Early birthday. And no, I do not work for GameStop, so I don't know when they will have more PS5s. But that's a great question. We had Crazy Pug as part of the live stream, and now we have this person's dog is called is just Game Dog Ready to Go to the Moon. This is from Introvert Dog, so that now Mr. Game Dog is gracing us with his presence on the live stream. If you want your dog to be on the live stream, go ahead and send me pictures of your dogs on Instagram. And then even if you don't have dogs, you are still free to follow me and on Instagram and subscribe on this channel. We are going to 20,000 subscribers, just like GameStop is going up to $800. Hector with the water. He's the water pitcher here. I'm only going to be streaming for about 10 more minutes, and then I will be back at market close. But I want to say that all of you are appreciated, obviously, but at the same time, you are smart apes for spending your day learning about investments, getting your head in the right place for being able to take advantage of the fact that this is history in the making. I am proud of you because if you are any younger than me, you are doing something that I never did your age. You are investing in yourself. You're investing in your sense of personal investments, and you're investing in the future you that will be eating tendies all the way in Bora Bora or Maui, living the life that you deserve. And I think that is something highly, highly admirable. in your productivity. If you are looking to hack your productivity, I recommend this book. It's by Charles Duhigg, The Power of Habit. I would go and grab it in the description down below, as well as go ahead and poke around the description for even more excellent links that all support the channel at no cost to you. We have a super from American Gadfly, $5. Thank you. That's a super for Meatball. Thank you so much. We've got Game Dog gracing our chat our stream right here. It's just a dog that someone sent me on Instagram, you know. Let's see. We're in the history. Let's go check it out. It's going up to 300 and tanking. I'm 50 and I'm just now investing in myself and my future. Planet Daily, welcome to the army. This is a great time. Doesn't matter what age you get started. Black Marlin, I'm 32, started investing a few months ago, and you look young. How old are you? I'd say my age over on my profile on YouTube. I'm 26. We have Nathaniel Kirk Popham saying, look at January 26th. GME was around the price it is now. And the next day it did a mini squeeze. Yes, it is very similar to what it was at in terms of January. And remember how much you wanted the price of the stock to go back down and so that you can get back on the train. If you remember that feeling, you should probably think about what that means for jumping on the train now. It still has not left the station. Francisco Davis says, I've had a job since I was a legit kindergartner. I'm into stocks now because I physically can't work hard forever. I have sciatica. Sorry to hear that, Francisco, but amazing that you've been hustling since kindergarten. How's the weather in Cali? It was so windy yesterday, but honestly cannot complain. It's a beautiful day outside. Show more dogs, love them. Yeah, let's grace the live stream with one final dog for the last 5 minutes of the stream. If you guys wanted to send me your dogs, I am working through them. Let's see, this one's from T.N. Smith. That's a good pup. I like that pup. I don't know the name of this pup. You try to name your dogs when you send them to me. That way I'll know what their names are. But this is a cute little pup from T.N. Smith. Support line is still 120. The support line is 140, so it is still hovering around 140. Is being supported by that number. Hasn't decided to drop below it quite yet, and the next line to hit is 170. Well, Meatball's getting a head start on that bathroom break. We have Yates Kells. I'm someone was to get invested in now with, let's say, about 15K. What stocks I recommend to them to invest in the long term? I can't give any financial advice, but what I would do with 15K is I would consider a large percentage of the portfolio to be blue chip stocks, to a lot of them to be tech stocks, and a couple of them to be crazy wild bets. And I would consider the long-term, less crazy wild bets to be Palantir and Tesla. I would consider some strong blue chip stocks to be Apple and some strong tech stocks to be PayPal and Square. And then finally, I would consider at least 5 to 10,000 of that 15 grand into a cryptocurrency wallet. If you guys do not have one yet, you should really check out BlockFi. It is one of the best ways to get 8% interest on your cryptocurrency investments. And even if you just put into USD stablecoin, I think that's still a pretty good return. And that's why I am going to slowly start moving all of my worldly cash into Bitcoin as well. Lord Weird says, I really like your energy. I think I'd like to work with you some way, shape, or form. Need more mod applications? Yes, I do. If you go send me a message on Instagram, I am still looking for mods. I send you a Calendly link right away, and then we talk one-on-one to make sure that you are mod material. I'm looking probably to get like 2-3 mods. I don't think we need to have more, but the more mods, the merrier for now, because then you don't have to be on every single live stream. We have some questions about my price prediction for today before market close. I'm going to say solidly the GameStop is going to bounce between these two levels of support and resistance between 140 and 170, unless some more shenanigans happen from the side of the hedge funds and institutions trying to prevent the stock from going any higher. I'm going to say that the GameStop stock at day's end is going to be roughly around 160, exactly where it opened. And for AMC, I am going to say that it's still having really a lot of trouble to get past this mental barrier of $10. I'm going to say that's probably going to be hovering around $10 at the end of today as well. But that's still a solid 10% up, so you can't knock those numbers. How many masters do I need to mod? You need at least 2 masters, and a PhD would be appreciated as well. Josh Alvarez, I'm already holding GME through one platform at an average of 68. Oh, so close to 69. But I'm interested in buying more through another platform. What are your thoughts? Is it crazy if I jump on some more? It's not crazy. It's just your own financial opinion. Make good choices, and your luck will see you through. Remember, these are bets, not investments. Right now, you notice that only a small portion of the portfolio of a $15,000 portfolio I mentioned when I put into GameStop, because as of right now, it is still very, very risky. If we want to see it to the moon, those of you who have your GameStop, hold. If those of you who don't have your GameStop are wondering if it's too late, it hasn't left the station yet. This is not even close to a squeeze. So that is what I want to leave you with the strong note that this is not financial advice. You should not base your decision on buying GameStop or selling GameStop or even holding GameStop on anything I say, because nothing on this channel is financial advice. So I've given you some price predictions. I've given you a lot of DD. I think the transaction is now that you go ahead and click the subscribe button, you click the like button, you click the bell button to be notified of when I go live again later on today, and you go have a nice day, because I think that is the best way to make sure that you don't go crazy looking at this chart. We will be back. We will have lots of updates for you at market close, and for now, but not for forever. I hope you guys have a nice day. Peace.